Cal today, was just to be very disciplined. I mean, in that style of offense is very misdirection driven. You have to make sure, too, from a defensive perspective, that you are keyed in, you're locked in on your assignments, and you have to be fundamentally sound. So I totally anticipate for our defense, as we've had throughout this whole season, just rise to the occasion and making sure that they're fast, they're physical, and most importantly, this game today, that they are assignment perfect.
Before we go any further, I should remind our listeners today that we are audio-only broadcast. KHSA has the video rights to this. You can watch video on NFHS. If you go to KHSA website, you can do that. You will have to pay to see the video, but we are only allowed to do audio, and we want to thank our sponsors because we had to pay a fee to do the audio version of this today, and our sponsors make that possible for Christian Academy and for us to bring you the audio broadcast. Other player you need to be aware of, mainly on this Bell County team, is Blake Burnett, their sophomore quarterback. He has done a great job managing, but also a few other things on this team.
Yeah, as you look at Blake Burnett, I mean, he hasn't thrown much this season. 71 attempts. He's had 42 completions for 874 yards, 12 touchdowns, and 1 interception. So not a lot of passing throughout the season. But from a rushing perspective, he has had 53 carries for 461 yards and 6 touchdowns. But I think what our listeners need to know is that he's also very impactful on the defensive side of the ball. He's second in the team in terms of tackling. He has 54 tackles, 1 tackle for loss, and he's number 2 in the state behind our very own Connor Hodge with 9 interceptions and 3 forced fumbles.
Well, as we talk about that, let's take a look at the Centurion side of the team. We've talked about Cole Hodge. Good news, Jeffrey Vazana back for the game today.
Great to have Jeff back. Certainly we've missed him the last couple of games, but it also has just given our team some other options in the run game. We talked about it last week in terms of Cole Hodge having the ability to run the ball a little more, which he did very well last week. And we also seen Garyon Hobbs, who adds his own dimensions to the offense in terms of his ability to block and really just get some hard-nosed running there on the goal line. But for Vazana, he's had a ton of all-purpose yards this season despite missing some action. 94 carries for 603 yards and 11 touchdowns. And we've seen him do that a lot of ways, whether that's running to between the tackles or getting to the outside or goal line.
We're going to take a moment for the national anthem. The national anthem has been sung, means we are getting closer and closer to the start of this game. And we talked about Jeffrey Vazana, but Cole Hodge doesn't have all those yards without throwing to anybody, and he's got 3 strong receivers healthy for him this game.
No doubt he certainly has some very strong receivers, and we've been able to witness the dynamic impact that senior Justin Ruffin has had. I mean, as you look at what he's just done in the playoffs, 19 receptions for 448 yards and 7 touchdowns. He's just been very dynamic, and as he ends his time with the Centurions over his career, he's had 121 catches for 2,055 yards and 29 touchdowns, and we've seen him do that in the return game as well. And as we know, he plays on defense, and he has done really, really well. 2 interceptions so far on the season. And I know our listeners all know so very well about the Hodge connection. So we're talking about Cole Hodge to Connor Hodge. I anticipate seeing a lot of that tonight throughout the playoffs. Connor also has stepped up really big. And we talk about those big-time players making big-time plays. He has certainly done that. 22 receptions for 388 yards, 8 touchdowns, and defensively he's getting it done as well. 4 interceptions, and as we said, he leads the state with 11 interceptions, and I do believe a large percentage of those, Mike, have been returned for touchdowns. And also we've seen the last couple of weeks with Trey Cotton coming back into the fold, the junior. He has had 62 receptions for 1,113 yards over his career and 13 touchdowns, and he's definitely coming on pretty strong.
Teams have come out of their respective tunnels. Bell County today dressed in their white tops and it looks like black pants with a blue and white stripe going down each side. They have white helmets, their Bell County logo on one side of the helmets. Centurions, they're in their all red uniforms today and their blue helmets as the captains come out for the flip of the game. And I'm going to tell you, I'm looking down at Bell County, and they've got one guy on Bell County, number 50, Braden Dunn, who takes up the width of 2 of our players down there. He's got to be a lineman for this team. But I'll tell you, it doesn't get any better than having a team in all red play a team called the Cats at UK Stadium, Draper. Only thing better will be a victory at the end of this game.
That's it, and that's what we are definitely expecting. So you can certainly see the analogy there. So especially after what took place this past week, we're certainly looking for that to come out on the other end of things. So, but before we kick off, too, I just want to talk a little bit about the keys of the game. We talked about the players and the different styles of play that we're going to witness here in today's game. But defensively as well, we got some really good players that are going to be making a lot of plays. That starts with our linebacking core, Connor Franklin, 62 tackles on the year. Garyon Hobbs, 74 tackles on the year. And up front, we've had some really productive play by Nathan Carlisle, David Holloway, and John Caldwell. So for tonight, for the opposing team, Bell County, they're going to have to make sure they're going to be efficient with their tackling because we have a lot of elusive players that can get loose in the open fields. We talked about Justin Ruffin, Connor Hodge, and Jeff Vanzana. Also, they're going to have to stick with what got them here. Oftentimes, you get in these games, you try to change up the game plan a little bit, but they're going to have to run the football to be able to have success and not veer from that. And they're going to have to win field position with Cal's quick play strike ability. And for us, we have to neutralize this run game. I dare not say we stop it, but we're certainly going to have to neutralize it, fill those gaps, be assignment perfect, and making sure we're tackling as well. We're going to have to force Bell County into 3rd and long situations to really shorten the field for us and really give our defense a chance to get the offense back on the field. And last but not least, we got to play fast and we got to get our playmakers the ball early in this game to build confidence and really set the tone for today's competition.
Centurions will be kicking off. Bell County will receive and be going left to right on your screen. 4 captains for the Centurions that went out for the flip were Cole Hodge and Justin Ruffin, along with David Holloway and Nathan Carlisle. Back for Bell County Bobcats will be Hunter Everidge and Caleb Miller. There have been no kickoff or no punt returns for TDs by either team this year. Jason Coleman, the kicker for the Centurions. And we are about ready to go as the ball is teed up at the 40 on the left hash mark. Coleman approaches it, and that kick is high in the air. It is going to be taken at the 3-yard line up to the 10-15. And Garyon Hobbs grabs the runner, and dragging him for about another 4 yards is Caleb Miller. But a good job by Hobbs to slow him down, and Bell County will have the first series of the game. And they will start at their own, where are they going to mark it, the 25-yard line.
And I like to see Garyon on this kickoff team to get some loose, get some ready, and obviously with the plays that he's been able to make defensively at that linebacker spot, that tackle right there assures me that he's ready to go.
In the wishbone under center goes the quarterback, and it's going to be a handoff to Daniel Thomas, their great running back, and he's going to pick up 5 yards on the first play out to the 30. It'll be 2nd and 5.
And we did a good job defensively there, just making sure we getting upfield. But, again, with that wishbone, you got a lot of lead blocking taking place, man-on-man blocking, and, those linebackers have to get downhill. And one thing that we're noticing, obviously last week we played a more of a passing team. And so Garyon and the rest of those other linebackers are there in the box, making sure that all of those runners are accounted for.
Burnett, the quarterback. It is Evans Thomas in the backfield, and getting the ball on this play is going to be the other running back, Caleb Miller, and he is stuffed at the line, they're going to give him about a 2-yard gain, so it'll be 3rd and 3, so the first big third down play of the game, Draper.
It is, and we are certainly stacking the box with 8 players. We actually have our field corner also very close to the line of scrimmage, just to make sure that he is controlling the edge and really pushing those runners in the field to where we actually have those 8 men in the box. And the safeties are playing pretty tight too. Normally they're aligned at that 10 to 12. Their 8 Connor is 10, and he's in the box, and he's accounting for those runners.
One receiver goes to the left. It's a handoff to Thomas. He puts his head down. He is stopped at the line. He goes down. Centurions hold. It is Ulam and Hobbs on the tackle. It's going to be 4th and 2 for Bell County. Man, it looks like they are going for it, Draper. This could be one of the bigger plays to start a game right here if Centurions can hold.
It is. And I don't know, as a coach, put my coaching lens on right now. I mean, with this sort of field position, I'm not quite sure, but it's a championship game. I guess they want to lay it all out there on the line, but a great opportunity for our defense to step up and make a big play.
Burnett under center. Going to be a handoff to Thomas. He is hit in the backfield, but he squirms his way across the 35 to the 37. And the gamble paid off for Coach Hilton, a first down for Bell County.
Yeah, and we certainly have had had an opportunity there to tackle him before he got to the line of scrimmage, but that forward momentum just really carried him through. And again, as I talked about, we just have to make sure we get some sure tackling and get some hat on him, so as the game continues to unfold and move, kind of wear him down a little bit.
One receiver goes left. That's Elijah Hampton. Burnett under center. Got his 3 running backs. This one goes to the second man through. That is going to be Miller. And Connor Franklin with the tackle, but a 4-yard pickup on the first play. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Yeah, their first play that they had from the line of scrimmage earlier had a gain of 5. And so it seems like from a calculated perspective, they can get 4 or 5 yards on that first down. They're willing to continue to kind of keep things going. And also it just looks like, too, based on what we saw on that short 4th and 2, they're not afraid to hit it up in there, especially if they got a short down and distance.
Blake Evans, Caleb Miller, and Daniel Thomas are the 3 running backs. They form a triangle just behind the quarterback, Blake Burnett, who's under center. This handoff's going to Thomas, and he's going to go left, and he's going to squirm his way up for about a 5-yard gain. It'll be 3rd and 1. I'm going to tell you, with this running attack, it eats the clock up, too, as well. We are at 8:24 to go in the first quarter. They've already eaten up about 4 minutes of this clock in the first part of the game.
And that's going to be the interesting to kind of watch out for as today's game unfolds, because we hadn't certainly faced a team. We've faced a lot of teams that, of course, like to run the ball. But in this situation, they're bought into it, right? There's no veering, and it seems like they're just going to make sure that they run it up in the gaps throughout the duration of the game.
Hampton to the left. Miller goes up into the slot this time. It's a handoff straight up the middle. It's going to be a first down to Evans as he gets to the 49-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 at their own 49.
And this is a different style of game for us as well. Our linebackers in our defense, the D linemen usually eat up those blockers, and they usually don't have a lot of hats on them. And so in this case, they're having to get in there and really fill those gaps and just making sure, I mean, every single play, they know that they're going to have someone trying to come and block them, which is a little different than what they have been accustomed to, especially with our D linemen eating up those blocks.
Hampton splits to the left again. Nope, Hampton's coming to the right side this time. This Bell County team did not throw a pass last week against Hart County. It was run all the time. This time Burnett's going to keep. He squirms his way through a couple of defenders, and he's going to get down to the 40-yard line. It'll be a first down for Bell County.
Yeah, a little quarterback keeper there. I mean, all those different nuances with this style of offense. Again, I just can't stress enough that we have to tackle well, and we have to make sure that we're locked in on our assignments.
Burnett, the second leading rusher on this team, and he's got a first down. That is the third first down of this opening drive for the Bobcats. 1st and 10 at the Centurion 40. Hampton splits to the left side. Miller and Evans, the up front backs. It goes to Thomas, the third back through, and this time he's only getting a couple yards. Their smallest gain on a first down play today. That'll make it 2nd and 8 at the 38 of the Centurions. Drive started on their own 25.
And what's interesting to me right now, you know, with the way we're aligned defensively, we have a linebacker up over center. And a lot of people maybe say, well, hey, why don't we have a D lineman there over the top of the ball? It's really with those misdirections. You need an extra linebacker to have the visibility to be able to see those plays.
All right, ball goes the first man through. It is going to be Evans. He runs more like a fullback than a halfback, and he gets up to the 34-yard line. So it's going to be 3rd and 4. It'll be their longest third down play of the game so far.
Now, one thing to watch, I don't know if you noticed, but at the end of that play, that ball actually squirted out. I guess his knee was down first. And that's the thing when you run the ball a lot, those handoffs, making sure that they're clean. And what we've seen Cal defense do all year is that a lot of teams have come out and maybe have had some success early on, but we make plays when we need to make plays, and we certainly find ways to handle business.
3rd down, ball goes to Thomas. Makes a spin move, and he's going to be just short of the first down. It's going to be about a tip of the nose short, so it's going to be 4th down. I'm sure they'll be going for it.
Yeah, they're certainly going to go for it in this area of the field. Good job by Connor Hodge, you know, back there at that safety position. Again, he's playing about 8 yards off the football, came in, stuck his nose in there, and certainly saved a first down with his ability to come in and make the play on Thomas.
4th and inches for Bell County. Hampton splits far to the left side. Ruffin has him one-on-one. Hand off to Thomas, and he's got the first down. He's going to forward motion. He's going to get right across the 30-yard line to about the 29.5, and that's going to be enough for a first down.
Well, we got to make it tough for him for sure. And those are some tough yardage, and we did a good job on that play, making sure that he doesn't continue to move those legs, and just got enough for the first down.
So 1st and 10 for the Bobcats. We are down to 4 minutes to go almost here in this first quarter. It's been an 8-minute drive so far. Evans, the front man up. Miller and Thomas behind him. Burnett hands off to Evans. Or to Miller, I'm sorry. He's going to get a couple of yards. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Yeah, and we're doing a good job, too, of, you know, stacking the box and making sure we're rallying around the football, seeing a lot of red jerseys around. But so far, you know, Bell County's had 12 rushes for 46 yards. They're averaging a little bit under 4 yards per carry. And Daniel Thomas is leading the way with 7 carries for 22 yards, and he's getting a little bit over three yards per carry.
He's averaging over 10 a carry on the year, so doing a pretty good job against him right now. 2nd and 8 for Bell County. They're at the Centurion 28-yard line. Burnett, he's going to keep this time, and he's going to be caught at the line of scrimmage. First man to hit him, Garyon Hobbs, read it, and then a couple other Centurions joined in, and it's going to be maybe a 1-yard gain. That's going to bring up 3rd and 7.
And this is a longest yardage that they've had so far throughout this drive. And again, just kind of talking about this defense and how they step up and they answer the call when, quote unquote, their back is against the wall and these teams appear to be having some good momentum on these drives.
Hampton splits to the left side. This is the wishbone behind him. It's going to be a handoff to Thomas. Big hole on the left tackle side, and he runs right through it, and he's going to have the first down to the 18-yard line. That is the 5th first down of this drive for Bell County. And this right now, this couldn't go much better than it has been for Bell County.
Yeah, they have not had any negative plays so far this drive. Of course, there's been a couple of plays where they haven't quite had a lot of yardage, but for the most part, they're sticking to the game plan, and they're finding ways to run the football very efficiently.
1st and 10 at the 18 of the Centurions for Bell County. Handoff to Thomas again, going on that left side, and he's going to power his way down to the 13. That'll be a 5-yard gain, make it 2nd and 5.
An interesting thing about Thomas is in his run style, he is certainly staying the course and running north and south. There's no east and west. Oftentimes we see a lot of great running backs. They get that lead block, and they try to find these little areas or pockets or run lanes to really bounce it to the outside. He is very disciplined. He's keeping, right behind his lead blockers, and he's keeping his legs moving, and he's just taking whatever the defense gives him.
Make it 2nd and 5. Miller split out in the slot this time. There's only 2 running backs. It's going to be to Thomas again. And he's going to, with a nice spin move, go across the 10 down to the 9-yard line. It's going to be 3rd and 1 from the 9-yard line. This drive started at the 25. It has eaten up all but 1 minute of the first quarter.
It's unbelievable. I don't think I've ever witnessed anything like this where you don't have an offensive possession in the entire first quarter if they continue to keep at this pace with about 40 seconds remaining in the first quarter.
Make it 2nd and 1. Evans right behind Burnett, and he gets the ball, and he just buries his head, and he goes all the way down to about the 3-yard line before Connor Hodge is able to bring him down. It is 1st and goal. And we are going to come to the end of the first quarter of play. It is 0-0, but Centurions haven't seen the ball in offense yet. Bell County had the ball for 12 minutes and have gone all the way from their 25 down to the 2-yard line.
Christian Academy of Louisville wishes to thank our athletic trainer from Court and Norton Sports Health, the official sports medicine and rehabilitation providers for Christian Academy of Louisville. We would also like to recognize Dr. Lauren Schaefer with Ellis and Bodenheisen Orthopedics for volunteering his time at today's game. Norton Sports Health offers the area's most comprehensive sports health program, from concussion management to orthopedics to mental performance. To learn more about how Norton Sports Health can help you play harder for longer, visit nortonsportshealth.com.
And we'd like to thank Tran Orthodontics for being a sponsor today for the State of the Art Orthodontic Care. Visit Tran Orthodontics today. Dr. Paul Tran has created beautiful smiles in the Louisville area for more than 25 years. Call for your free consultation at one of their convenient locations in Middletown and Prospect. Tran Orthodontics, the best smiles in the business. Well, what would make the Centurions smile right now is a turnover, as Bell County has eaten up the entire clock in the first quarter. I guess they are winning the time of possession game here, as you would say.
Without a doubt.
Draper.
Yeah.
And it is 1st and goal from the 3-yard line.
Certainly time for a big play here. If we can just get a loss of yards or just see if we can punch this football out, would certainly help in our attempt to get our offense out there on the field.
Now we're ready to go. Bell County now going right to left on your screen. Burnett underneath center, handoff to Thomas, and he's going to be hit in the backfield. Does not go down, able to turn and spin his way down to the 1-yard line. I tell you, he rarely goes down on that first hit.
And the thing is, with that, on contact, he secures the football, And again, he just continues to drive his legs. The good ones, that's what they continue to do. They don't get the dead legs upon contact, right? So it's challenging, and he's found a way to do it. That's certainly why he's one of the better backs, not only in the state of Kentucky, but throughout the nation.
Well, it is 2nd and goal for Bell County all the way down to the 1-yard line of the Centurions. Only 2 backs this time, Evans and Thomas. Handoff to Evans, buries his head, and he's in. So Evans with the 1-yard run puts Bell County on the board first. And this team should go for 2. During the year, they were 5 of 9 on an extra point. They have 50 two-point conversions on the season. I believe 20 of those, are by Daniel Thomas. As the ball's at the 3-yard line, they will go for 2 and try to get this lead here in the second quarter. 1 receiver left, 1 split to the right. It's going to be a handoff to Evans, and they're going to say he got over. He was pushed back to the 2-yard line, but they're saying he got the ball over the line. An extra point, two-point conversion is good. And with 11:14 to go in the second quarter, it is 8-0. Bell County with the lead.
And that looked pretty close. I mean, obviously we are far away, and I'm looking here, at the replay booth, and it's hard to tell, but nevertheless, they had a successful drive, and they're doing it all on the ground. 20 attempts, 75 yards so far for all their rushers. Again, right at 3.8 yards per carry. And Thomas, with that particular drive, he's had 11 carries for 42 yards, and 3.8 is his average as well. So, again, time of possession, ball security, and they were finding ways to keep the ball moving, especially as we saw that short 4th and 2 early in the first quarter.
So that was a 75-yard drive, 20 plays that took 12 minutes and 40 seconds. And it's going to be tough for the Centurions. They're going to score every time down and hope they get the ball last and can convert and win this game the way it's going right now. So kicking off for Bell County will be Caleb Miller. Centurions are like at the 30-yard line. It is Ruffin and Jahide Brown are the 2 return men. Nope, it's Connor Hott and Jahide Brown. Ruffin not in there. And the ball's going to be a little ground ball. It's going to be taken at the 40 and going straight down to the ground after getting the ball is going to be Gaines Howard for the Centurions. So the Centurions will take over with 11-11 in the second quarter, the first time they have had the ball at their own 41-yard line.
And the way that they were setting up the ball, it definitely looked like Bell County had his mind set on kicking the ball short and making sure there was no possibility for any type of special run back on the kickoff return.
So Cole Hodge, the quarterback, out to lead the Centurions. Jeffrey Vazana, the lone back. 2 receivers to the right. Hodge and Ruffin. Cotton split to the left. And Hodge is rolling right, looking to throw the ball. He's throwing long. He's got a man. It's going to be completed. Trey Cotton all the way down to the 16 or 18-yard line, and there's those 2 different offenses going at each other in the first play.
I tell you, certainly, without a doubt, we hadn't really seen that big strike play early in the past couple of games, but Coach Cantwell said, hey, if you're going to eat up a whole quarter, we're going to make you pay for it. And a nice pitch and catch from Cole Hodge.
To Trey Cotton, 41-yard reception. Empty backfield for Cole Hodge this time. Looking to throw the ball, fires it out the side, has Cotton at the 12, makes a couple of moves before he's knocked out of bounds. First man to hit him was Caden Huff, but he's going to pick up, it looks like, about 8 yards on that play. So it'll be 2nd and 2. They're going to mark it at the 9, make it a 9-yard gain. It'll be 2nd and 1 for the Centurions.
And what I'm sure Bell County came into this game planning for is the quick play strike ability too. Justin Ruffin, Connor Hodge, but we got Trayton Cotton involved early, and right here, we got tight ends in the game. Gives us a lot of options to run the ball or take advantage of the tight ends.
Cotton in the backfield. Vazana split out to the left, and they pitch it to Cotton. Cotton's going to make a move across the 4. Is he in? Oh, they're going to mark it at the 1-yard line. Said his knee was down. So it's been Trey Cotton in all 3 plays here to start this game for the Centurions, and he gets down to the 1-yard line. First down, Centurions. In fact, it's the half-yard line.
Yeah, I like the workload here, with him missing time throughout the season. And Coach Cantwell say, hey, now or never, get him involved. And he's certainly answering the call, and he's made some tremendous plays here in the second quarter.
First and goal from the half-yard line for the Centurions. Vazana in the backfield. Cole Hodge goes under center. Hodge mishandled the snap, able to grab it, though, and jumps over, but we got a flag on the play.
See what this flag is. Clearly he was in.
The one official has signaled a touchdown.
We have a touchdown signal. We have a flag on the field on the far side. So it's going to be offsides on somebody. The question is who? And we're still waiting. It's going to be offsides against Bell County. That's going to be declined, and Centurions have a touchdown. So Cole Hodge with the 1-yard run gets the Centurions on the board much quicker than Bell County did. And then the kick is the boot. Madden Miller. Bryce Wilson will be the holder. Centurions look like they have a little confusion right now, but looks like
they had a change of heart. Looks like they're going to go for 2.
Going for 2. Trying to stay with Bell County, it looks like going for 2 here.
Yeah, and I like the call change here. As you look at the time of possession and you start to think about as a coach, how many opportunities will we get to get our offense back on the field, and especially with the way that they were able to move the ball down the field with that quick strike ability, you certainly have to keep them on the field to make sure we're able to match the score.
And now we got some more confusion, it looks like. Did we have a timeout? I don't think we had a timeout. We have a conference of the officials over the ball.
Not exactly sure what the discussion could be.
Well, we do know Centurions had a 4-play drive that took 1 minute 52 seconds and covered 59 yards. So we have a 12-minute 40-second drive by Bell County, a 1:52 drive by the Centurions.
Yeah, and from a yeah, we certainly declined it. So maybe that's the discussion there in terms of what should take place.
Oh, the offense, the offsides on the defense is going to be awarded on the extra point from the last play.
As opposed to the kickoff.
As opposed to the kickoff, which is a rather interesting rule. Or are we replaying? That's right where the ball was on our last play.
They've taken our points away.
And our points are off the board.
Well, how can they go back and take the points off after they've signaled touchdown and we had our field goal unit out there? I don't think I've seen anything quite like that, and for whatever reason, they're explaining that to Coach Cantwell.
I mean, offsides is not a dead ball foul. They said it was a dead ball foul. I've never seen offsides as a dead ball foul.
No. I got you. So they're saying it happened prior to the snap. Therefore, the whistle should have blown the play dead, and the touchdown is invalid.
So instead of the half-yard line, Centurions have it at the quarter-yard line. And they're running the same play, and Hodge gets over with the same result. It's a touchdown this time. So we'll say it again, touchdown Centurions.
We like that. Those are some beautiful words. And, again, you look at your senior leader, hey, I want the ball in my hands. He did a good job of really just feeling what the blocking was, because I know Bell County put a big guy right there over the football, and we were still able to come out and execute on the play.
And we are going to kick the extra point. Madden Miller in. Bryce Wilson holding. Ball is down. Kick is up, and kick is good. And with 9:08 to go in the second quarter, Centurions cut the lead to 1, 8-7.
And that was better known as the Trey Cotton, Cole Hodge drive. So if you see what Cole Hodge was able to do, he was perfect in passing, 2 for 2, 50 yards, and Trey came out as we saw, 2 big catches for 50 yards. The longest one was the 41-yarder to start the game, and then a couple of rushing plays as well. Trey had 1 carry for 8 yards, and Cole had 1 carry for 1 yard. So that puts us right now from a rushing perspective, 2 carries, 9 yards, 4.5 yards, and mixing things up. But the passing game is working well. Now it's going to be up to the defense to come out and see if we can continue to slow down or neutralize this running attack from Bell County.
What is it? The other interesting thing in that play is, Draper, they did not put time back on the clock. If that was a dead ball foul, they should have put time back on the clock from where it started on that play. And they did not put time back on the clock. It's like 9 seconds. But in a game like this where the other team runs, that could be a big deal.
Yeah, the 9 seconds certainly could come into play, and it matters.
So back are Miller and Everidge for Bell County. They set up about the 7-yard line. Jason Coleman approaches the ball. It is a high kick. Miller's going to take it at the 8-yard line. He goes up the right sideline, and he's going to go out of bounds at the 21, 22-yard line. So good coverage by the Centurion special teams.
Yeah, and from a D lineman perspective, sure we had 8 in the box. We were playing, pretty tight coverage, from a safety 8 yards because we know for sure that they're going to continue to run the ball. One of the things to kind of notice earlier, I was talking about not having a nose guard right over that center. But if you notice, our 2 inside tackles, they're really attacking the outside shoulders of that center. And your hope as a coordinator throughout this game that you wear that center down and not be able to get those clean snaps off. So it looks like we're mixing that up in this drive and putting someone over the center.
Burnett under center, and it worked. They hold Thomas to a 2-yard gain. I'm telling you, it looks like he is hit at the line of scrimmage to me, and he still gets like 2 yards on every play.
Yeah, it's unbelievable because you're right. We're making contact early, and I like the adjustment here by Coach Riley. We had a linebacker about 2 yards off on that first drive, and we were attacking those outside shoulders of the center snapping the ball. Now we have a nose guard over, and what we do have is we have a couple of faster D linemen out there on the edge. So it's like if we went big that first drive, now we're going smaller and can see if we can fit in some of those gaps and be fast off the edge.
Burnett under center, hands off to Thomas, the last man through. He just follows a bunch of blockers, and he's able to get it out to the 30-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 2.
And this is a situation where you want to try and create, get them to third down. Preferably you want in 3rd and long, but if you get them in 3rd and short here, let's just stay disciplined because at this point it's man on man, and you get the opportunity really, especially now that you have a nose guard over the center, you might want to try and bring some pressure from the linebacker spot in one of those gaps. Obviously, it'd be a big gamble, but it may pay off.
3rd and 3 for Bell County. Hand off to Thomas again, the last man through. He's going to be dropped, but he's got the first down. He picked up the 3 yards to the 32. So this running attack by Bell County is all it was talked about. And that is all we have seen so far. Ball on the near hash mark, 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line of Bell County.
Yeah, and they're averaging, as we talked about, 331 yards rushing per game. And right now, 23 carries, 85 yards on the ground.
Well, it took them 12 minutes to score the first one, Draper. They don't have enough time to score another one in this half. There's only 7 minutes left.
They don't. If they keep at this pace, the clock's going to run out.
Centurions will get the kickoff to start the second half. Evans the front man, Miller the second, but they give it to Thomas. Hit in the backfield by Hobbs. Slowed him down enough, and coming in to finish the tackle for the Centurions, Jason Hilliard.
I think that's probably their first negative play of offense this game, and probably the first negative play on both sides of the ball. And as I talked about, the key is you can bring some pressure now that you got a nose guard over the center, and you can take some gambles. In that case, it's certainly played off. And for you to be able to slow down this rushing attack, you have to get some penetration some kind of way, whether that's coming from the D-line, or whether that's coming from the linebacker spot to really slow down the momentum and really just kind of take away some of these running lanes from the running backs of Bell County.
It is a 1-yard loss, make it 2nd and 11. Play action. Burnett rolling to his right, looking to throw. Now he's going to keep it. And Connor Hodge comes up, a nice one-on-one tackle. Make it a 4-yard gain, but it's going to be 3rd and 7, it looks like.
Yeah, the longest down and distance of the game. And you know when you're starting to have some impact. Again, first play I've seen where the quarterback has gotten outside with that naked bootleg, and it was a design play. He knew that we're the previous 2 plays that Coach Hilton saw us starting to have some success penetrating that offensive line, and just thought that there was an opportunity, but a good recovery there from Connor Hodge at the safety position to bring him down the open field.
3rd and 7 for Bell County. Hand off to the second man through. It is going to be Thomas. Centurions with great coverage bring him down at the 33-yard line. That's going to be a 1-yard loss. That's going to make it 4th and 8. So good D. Thomas tried to push that one outside. Centurions read it all over him.
2 plays in a row. That first series seems like they were just trying to get a feel for everything, and now, we're fitting tight in those gaps. We're coming up, making plays, especially from, a linebacker and safety positions, and really showing some strong support for the run game.
4th and 8 from their own 34. Bell County going for it.
Yeah, I think this is another opportunity here to do it, and it looks like they're going to take a timeout and really think about this, because this is a critical play in the game.
I tell you, Centurions hold them right here, have the ball at the Bobcat 34. That's points just waiting to happen in this game.
It is, and especially with what we were able to do on that first series offensively, if you give us this sort of short field, you're really taking a gamble, because we demonstrated our quick strike ability. Those 2 passes for 50 yards, that long one to Trey Cotton for 41 yards to start the game. We certainly have the ability to do such.
Our thanks to Kentuckiana Yacht Sales in Jeffersonville for sponsoring tonight's game. Kentuckiana Yacht has been selling and servicing boats and yachts in Louisville area since 1960. Visit Kentuckiana Yacht at KYS.com. Kentuckiana Yacht, where the fun begins. So I tell you, Draper, if we can hold them here and score and then get the ball to start the second half and score, I tell you get a lead against a team that runs like this, then it becomes your advantage.
It certainly does, and I like the adjustments and the strategy here, especially defensively. And in these type of games, you normally have about 4 or 5 plays, Mike, that are going to be a difference maker in the outcome of the game, especially when you have 2 quality teams. So for Bell County to take that time out, I certainly imagine that they kind of wanted to think about some things, and I don't know if they rethink that and just punt the ball,
And the Centurion crowd comes to life. Putting on some cheers. Bell County looks like they're going to go for it. It is 4th and 8 and a big down in this game. 8-7, Bell County, 4:34 to go in the second quarter right now. Bell County breaks their huddle. This is one where you do not want to be drawn off sides. Burnett going in the shotgun for the first time. Hands off to Thomas, and he's going to be hit in the backfield and brought down. First man to hit him, Alex Ulam for the Centurions. And Centurions are going to take over at the Bell County 32 with great field position.
And I certainly think now the momentum has started to swing a little bit. We've had 3 of the last plays go for negative yardage, for Bell County, and it just all really just due to that adjustment there, Mike, putting a nose guard over that center and allowing these other D linemen to really get loose, changing some personnel, and you see the outcome, 4 and out.
2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Vazana in the backfield. Ruffin goes in motion. Hand off to Vazana. Lots of room to run, and he goes across the 25. We got a flag in the backfield. I believe it's going to be a hold against the Centurions, and it is.
And that was way in the back end of the play. Normally those right there, they're really challenging to call, but refs saw that hole, and that's going to negate a nice pickup there by Jeff Vanzana.
That should push the ball back to the 40. They're saying the hold occurred at the 30. So that'll make it 1st and 18 for the Centurions. So clock recommences. And after that run, the only thing that may hold the Centurions are going to be put down is going to be penalties today. Their offenses just gained yardage at will, it appears. Trips to the left, one receiver to the right. Vazana in the backfield to the right of Hodge again. Hodge looking to pass, fakes the pass, keeps the ball up the middle. He's going to get to the 33-yard line. So it'll be 2nd and 11 for the Centurions.
Good play design there. Bell County in a soft zone. Cole Hodge certainly saw the opportunity, and just a one-arm tackle there by the linebacker, number 34 for Bell County, and just able to get just enough. And that was Josh Owens to get an arm out there to slow him down just a tad bit.
Cotton and Ruffin to the left. Hodge and Wilson to the right. Hodge back to pass, looking, fires out. He's got the man coming under. It is going to be Connor Hodge. He's going to turn and get upfield, and it's going to be enough for the first down up to the 21-yard line. So a 4-yard run after the catch by Hodge gets the first down.
And what a great job by the offensive line. I mean, they gave Cole Hodge so much time to really just go through his progressions and just make the best read that he could to deliver a nice ball there to Connor Hodge.
1st and 10 at the Bell County 21, 8-7. Bell County with the lead, 3:14 to go in the first half. Mike Botello, Draper Hall with the call for you. Connor Hodge, Ruffin, and Wilson to the left side. Cotton by his lonesome on the right side. Vazana switches from the left to the right side behind Hodge in the shotgun. We're going to have a timeout here. Either Cole Hodge or Coach Cantwell were not comfortable with what they were seeing on the defensive side, so you got 3 timeouts. You might as well use them with 3:14 to go if you need to.
That's right. You can't take them with you, and it looks like, Bell County was lined up in a cover 4, and Coach Cantwell didn't like it, and we'll go from there. E-News is Cal's online newsletter that allows fans, parents, and supporters of Cal Athletics to keep up with the latest news in Cal sports. E-News is distributed weekly and includes sports from elementary, middle, and high school from all of Cal's Kentucky campuses. To subscribe, email enews@caschools.us.
I'll tell you, I'm looking at first quarter stats that they dropped off to, and it's like the weirdest thing in the world to see no plays run by your team at all in one quarter.
Unbelievable. We're going to have to definitely keep a snapshot of this for history. I mean, absolutely nothing in the first quarter.
12-minute time of possession for Bell County in that first quarter. Do we have time of possession in the stats they have for us? Yeah, here it is.
Yep.
Bell County has had the ball for 17 minutes and 26 seconds. Centurions for 3 minutes and 20 seconds. So time of possession may not matter in this game that much, though. Centurions can put a score on the board here.
There you go. And we're just looking at the total yards, despite the time of possession. I mean, we've certainly done a really good job of 7 plays, 81 yards, 27 plays for 85 yards of total offense there for Bell County.
So we're going to have a 1st and 10 for the Centurions at the Bobcat 21-yard line. Centurions on the near hash mark is where the ball is placed. 2 receivers to the left, to the right, bunch close to the line. Ruffin goes in motion. It's going to be a pitch to Vazana. He's outside the 20. A good block gets him down to the 12, and he's going to be finally brought down at the 10-yard line. On the tackle for the Bobcats is Isaac Jones, and it's going to be enough for a first down for the Centurions all the way to the 10.
Yeah, that linebacker there, for Bell County, when Justin Ruffin went in motion, really took him out of the play. So for that man coverage, and we knew that they were going to be trying to spy on him, great job right there in terms of the play design, getting Justin, out of there to the wide side of the field, which opened up in great running from the outside, and it just took one of those defenders there out of the running lanes.
Cotton, Hodge, and Ruffin all to the left. Hodge goes in motion. Now he cuts back to where he was before. Cole rolls to his left. Going to throw it out in the flat to Vazana. Nice tackle. Vazana's going to get a couple of yards before he's brought down by Blake Burnett.
And they have these safeties and outside linebackers communicating in terms of who's actually taking the motion player. And sometimes that can be a little bit confusing, but they have been able to stay very disciplined there with Bell County. And, for us, still having the ability for us to be able to get 1 or 2 yards on these play. And, again, give them a dose of their own medicine in terms of this time of possession as we get in on the 2-minute mark here to close out the second quarter.
Ball's at the 7.5-yard line for the Centurions. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Micah Aiken at tight end. Cole Hodge is going to keep it. Nice block by Vazana. Hodge is in for the touchdown. No flags. 7-yard run for Cole Hodge, and Jeffrey Vazana with a great block to open up that hole.
And that's what you like. We're certainly not a one-dimensional team. We're extremely balanced, and that's exactly what our leader, too, Cole Hodge, is. I mean, he's run the ball on a couple of plays this drive, and he cemented that, especially now with the touchdown.
The boot in for the extra point. Kick is up, and kick is good. And with 1:47 to go in the first half, Centurions go up 14-8 on the Bell County Bobcats.
Follow Cal Athletics on social media for Centurion athletic news and game updates. You can find Cal on Twitter at CenturionAD or Instagram at Cal Centurions.
That was a 2-minute, 41-second drive that covered 32 yards in 5 play, ending in that 7-yard run by Cole Hodge, who now has 2 rushing touchdowns on the afternoon. And Centurions getting ready to kick off again. Bell County, 1:47 to go in this first half. We have not seen the big play by Bell County yet. So you would hope that the 1:47 is enough time to keep them at bay, and Centurions get the kickoff to start the second half.
So Bell County right now, they're averaging 3.1 yards per play. Cal, 10.1 yards per play. And, again, we're definitely taking advantage of our offensive scheme against this defense.
Miller and Everidge are back. It is going to be Miller who's going to take the ball as he goes back, and he's going to step in the end zone, and that'll be ball will go to the 20-yard line. A little extra leg by Coleman on that one.
Coleman enjoying himself. I like the excitement there after the kick. Out here on Kroger Field, he's kicked it deep there in the end zone, and it backs that offense up, back into their end of the end zone, and gives our defense another opportunity to come out and just make sure that we're putting the finish here with 1:44 remaining here in the first half.
So we have not seen a pass yet from this Bell County offense. It has been run. It has been effective, but Centurions in the last series able to make a few nuances to fix that. But now we have 1 receiver right and 1 to the left for the Bobcats. It's going to be a handoff to Thomas, and Hobbs through the defensive line, able to grab him in the backfield. Thomas lunges his way forward for about a half-yard gain.
And Thomas coming up hobbling a little bit after that play, so something to kind of watch. And it looks like he's actually down on the ground right now as well. Garyon Hobbs with a strong tackle there. And I'm not sure if that has impacted Thomas at all, but he's certainly down on the ground right now.
It is Thomas is down on the ground. The trainers are out to look at him. As Hobbs shot through the line, Thomas was by him. Hobbs grabbed his legs for the tackle, and Thomas pointing to his left ankle right now is hurting him. So I'm not sure if that is a ankle. The trainer now is looking at his left ankle, and boy, that would be a blow for this Bell County team that you don't want to see no matter what happens.
Yeah, you certainly don't want to see that. I mean, from all I heard and what I see here on the field today, he's certainly the heart of this team. So far, he's had 18 carries for 48 yards, a little bit under 3 yards per carry at 2.7. So you certainly would not want to see him not to be able to participate in this game and support his teammates.
So right now, Thomas is getting up, and he is putting weight on the ankle and walking off, looks like under his own power. So that's good to see. A little bit of a limp as he goes off, so we are happy for that young man. It looks like he will be back, not on this play, but hopefully he will be back for this team. So this is going to bring up a 2nd and 9 at the 20. We have 1:27 to go in the first half. Centurions up 14-8. Centurions have struck quickly. Bell County took a little bit of a while, but they finally scored their first possession. And now it is 2nd and 9 for Bell County. Blake Burnett, the quarterback for the Bobcats, just a sophomore. He comes out and gets the play to his team. He will go with 2 running backs. It is Miller and Evans. 2 receivers split to the left side, 1 to the right. Burnett hands it off, and going straight up the middle and stopped straight up the middle for no gain is Evans. About 3 Centurions in on that tackle. And it is going to be 3rd and 10. Make it a half-yard loss, and it's a timeout by Coach Cantwell and the Centurions. I believe that is their 2nd timeout of the half. The scoreboard doesn't have the timeouts listed on it.
Yeah, that's interesting that it doesn't, but you're absolutely right. Our second timeout here at the half, and very much so considering that there's 1 minute remaining in this quarter and 3rd and long. So you have an opportunity to potentially get the offense back out on the field.
So, boy, in this quick strike offense, and we've seen the long pass, we've seen the short pass, we've seen the long run against this Bell County Bobcat defense tonight. So see if the Centurions can get this ball back. I don't know if it.
Stats, if you want to plug in. I can just pull it up.
So we will see what happens here. So Draper, what adjustment did Coach Riley make on this defense? Was it just putting a nose guard in?
Yeah, putting the nose guard in, and we've gone to more of a traditional 6-2 defense, Mike. You got 6 linemen, and you got those 2 backers. So if we're able to, with those 6 defensive linemen, really attack that line of scrimmage, and what he's done is he's put some quicker guys out there on the edge. They got a hand in the ground, and traditionally those guys like to stand up at that D-end position. And with that hand on the ground, it forces you to kind of squeeze, and you're able to kind of press inside, and you know they're not trying to get outside. And so what that does is it shrinks those running lanes, and that's why we're having success, Mike.
Then who's in charge of the outside? If they try to go outside, who oversees? Is it the linebackers or is that the defensive ends?
Yeah, so actually you have that the cornerbacks, especially to the short side of the field. That's their responsibility now to have contain. And you saw Connor Hodge earlier when Bell got to the outside come downhill and make a good play. Because all things say right now they're trying to run it inside the tackles, and they have not had success.
1 receiver to the light, 3rd and 10. You have the wishbone in there. I believe Thomas is back in. Burnett's going to keep it, though. Rolls. He throws a little pass, and it's going to be completed. Complete to Evans coming out of the backfield, and they got enough for the first down. So the first pass of the game we have seen for this team, they are averaging 21 yards per reception. That's got to be because they pass so little. They finally surprised defenses, and they got the Centurions right here on this play.
Yeah, you said it. I mean, that's certainly a surprise there, but with the time grinding down, they had no choice.
1st and 10, and we've got a whistle. I'm not sure what the whistle is. We have 36 seconds to go. 2 officials talking to each other. Ball's on the far hash mark, 38-yard line of Bell County. Oh, the replay, the last play, the Evans went out of bounds, and they kept the clock running. So they had to reset the clock to 52 from 36. This is when we want the clock to get going here.
It definitely, and they didn't give us back our 9 seconds when they called offsides earlier in the game.
1 receiver to the right. Wishbone intact in the backfield. Handoff to Thomas, the 3rd man through. He's going to get to the 40-yard line. Ball's loose. Centurions are saying they have it. And the officials are not seeing it that way.
Looks like they're marking them down.
They are saying the ball was down. That ball was definitely loose, but they're saying it was down, and the boos come from the Centurion side as the clock keeps running. Looks like Bell County is going to they're going to have to run at least 1 more play. Boy, what a huge turnover that would have been.
Yeah, that would have been pretty significant if we were able to get a key turnover at this juncture of the game.
One receiver to the two to the left. Handoff, though, to Thomas up the middle. He's going to go nowhere. He's going to get maybe to the 41-yard line. And that should be the end of the first half, and it is. We come to the end of one half of play. Centurions with a 14-8 lead. We'll be back in about 12 minutes to recap first half, give you second half action here from Kroger Field in Lexington, Kentucky, where the Centurions lead 14-8 at halftime.
Watch time. 12 seconds.
Yep.
Bring you back on with the halftime report.
Welcome back, Christian Academy Louisville football, where the Centurions lead Bell County Bobcats by 6 at halftime, 14-8. And what an interesting half it was. We had told you before the game that we have the top rushing offense and the top passing offense in 3A football coming into this game, and we saw that top rushing offense by Bell County in that first half. We saw it specifically in the first quarter as they took the opening kickoff, ran it back to their own 25, and 20 plays later, all of which were runs, 12 minutes and 40 seconds later. Yes, a quarter is 12 minutes, and they went 12 minutes and 40 seconds. They ran the entire first quarter and then 40 seconds into the second quarter to complete their 75-yard drive, ending in a 1-yard run by Blake Evans to go up 6-0. Then they set up for the 2-point conversion. Blake Evans, who got the touchdown, also then got the 2-point conversion, and in the beginning of the second quarter, it was 8-0 Bell County. But then we saw the Centurions, who are the exact opposite, and they took the ball at their own 41-yard line, and 4 plays later, 2 minutes and 3 seconds later, they covered their 59 yards in a 1-yard run by Cole Hodge. The extra point was good by the boot Madden Miller, and it was 8-7. The Centurions defense had a few tweaks then when Bell County came out the next time, and Bell County did get 1 first down, but then they went for it on 4th down from their own 32-yard line, and they were stopped. And the Centurions took over at the Bell County 32, and 5 plays later, in a time period of 2 minutes and 41 seconds, the Centurions covered those 32 yards with a 7-yard run by Cole Hodge, his second rushing touchdown of the first half. The extra point was good, and it was 14-8. Bell County then took over on their own 20 with 1:44 to go in the first half and ran the clock out. Did complete their first and only pass of the game, but that is how the first half ends, 14-8 Centurions, with the Centurions going to be getting the kickoff for the second half of play. And Draper, I believe you have the first half stats.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about the two different contrasting styles of offensive play as we saw Bell County came out essentially every single play running the ball to really eat up the clock and take advantage of that time of possession. And Cal coming out, throwing the ball and having some success doing that early. But as you look at the total stats so far at halftime, 108 total yards for Bell County, 101 total yards for the Centurions, and 18 passing yards for Bell County, 66 for the Centurions. And you look at the rushing game, again, as I talked about it, a vast difference. So 90 yards on the ground for Bell County, 35 for the Centurions. You know, third down is something to really keep an eye on. 5 for 8. They were certainly having a tremendous amount of success early, especially in the fourth quarter. Bell County really converting on those, and they went for it really early to kind of set the tone. Remember, in the first quarter was 4th and 2. They took advantage of that, and 2 for 3 so far. So 32 total plays in this ball game for Bell County, 10 plays for Cal, and that sounds crazy even saying that. But nevertheless, with those 10 total plays, they've been extremely efficient and averaging about a little bit over 10 yards per play, and they are certainly making sure that they're being extremely efficient. So from an individual standpoint, Cole Hodge has been perfect here on the evening, 4 for 4 passing, 66 yards. And you look at Trey Cotton. He's been on the receiving end of most of those, 2 catches for 50 yards. His longest was that 41-yard play to start the game. And he's been targeted twice, and so 100% completion there. Connor, 1 pass. He caught that for 13 yards, and Jeff Benzana out of the backfield, 1 catch for 3 yards. And on the ground, we have been steady, and obviously we've had some good field position to be able to allow us to take advantage despite the limitations of time of possession and also the limitation in terms of the total of plays. We run the ball pretty efficiently. Cole is leading the team, 3 carries for 15 yards, about 5 yards a pop. Vanzano, 2 carries for 12 yards. He's averaging about 6 yards a pop, and we've seen Trey Cotton get involved with the run game in the early score as well. 1 carry for 8 yards. And over at Bell County, before this game started, we talked about that wishbone and the rushing attack that they had. They've come out. They've had a total of 31 carries for 90 rushing yards, a little bit under 3 yards per carry at about 2.9. Daniel Thomas, the great athlete for them. We saw him go out in the second quarter what it appeared to be an ankle injury, but he has since then re-entered the game. 20 carries for 53 yards, 2.7, which is under his average. Quarterback Blake Burnett, 3 carries for 16 yards, 5.3. And Blake Evans, 5 carries for 13 yards. But passing Blake is 1 for 1 for 18 yards. And, again, we have certainly been able to keep this high-powered offense intact, and we are now making the adjustments defensively to ensure that we give ourselves the best chance to slow them down and keep our offense on the field.
Ted Drapers, I'll look at those stats. One key stat I look at, Daniel Thomas, who I believe is averaging nearly 10 yards a carry this year. Centurions have him holding him to 2.7 a carry.
That's unbelievable. And, again, going to that traditional 6-2 look where we're putting pressure in all those gaps, and we got a hat on the hat up front. And it's very challenging to block, especially when you're teaching those defensive linemen to pinch, especially from the outside, or really slant to the strong slide. Earlier in the game, again, we were attacking the center, outside shoulder. Didn't have a lot of success there, but I think Coach Riley has figured out the recipe for success. And it's going to be interesting to see what Bell County does here in the second half. I know they're not going to veer from what's got them here. Their bread and butter is certainly in the run game, but we did see there late in the second half where we had some of their runners coming out of the backfield with little wheel routes and having some success. So I think that may try to loosen things up a little bit. The key for us defensively in the second half is we got to continue to get off blocks and stick to the game plan that allowed us to be able to stop this high-powered offense as we got into the second quarter, but we also got to create some takeaways. I mean, this team has been known for stripping the ball, causing some fumbles, and really laying the boomstick. If we're able to do that here in the second half, I like our chances.
That's so important, I think, Draper, since we will be receiving the ball. One, we have to make sure we cover any onside kick possibility, which we could see from Bell County. But we got to score that first time. If we can score and get up 21-8, man, that makes it tough on this Bell County offense.
It certainly makes it tough when you can get up another score, especially with the way they play the game in Bell County. Eat up the clock, very slow, methodical. They huddle up on every play, and they kind of like to talk things over. And I know that's the message there from Coach Hilton with the team. It's like, hey, in order for us to have a chance in this second half, we have got to be disciplined, and we have got to find a way to get a key takeaway. So, as you just stated, Mike, we have to be on guard and just make sure that we don't give up anything crazy, especially here with a potential onside kick to start the second half.
Well, the teams are taking the field. Centurions in their red uniforms, red tops, red pants. They will be going left to right. They will be receiving the ball. Up close for the Centurions, it looks like it is Ruffin out there. Is that Jahide Brown and Connor Hodge? So not seeing Justin Ruffin in the return game. It is Caleb Miller is the kickoff specialist for this team, and he is approaching the ball, and it is going to be an onside kick, and falling on it, and a great job as it gets to the second line of players is going to be Gaines Howard once again, and he grabs it, falls on Centurions. Great field position at their own 43 to start the second half.
Yeah, and this is Gaines' second time recovering that little short kick. This field not quite giving the bounce that they're anticipating, and really making sure we're getting some really solid field positioner here to start the second half. And, I talked a little bit about what we had to kind of do defensively, but offensively, I say let's go for it. We don't necessarily have to match that strategy of eating up the clock, but I do think there's some opportunities to run the ball a little bit more.
Ruffin goes in motion. Now he stops, comes back to the right side. Now he's going to get the little shuttle pass, and he's got a little bit of room, and he's going to get out to the 50-yard line, it looks like, before he's pushed back by about 3 Bell County players, and they are going to mark it at the 50, and it'll be a 7-yard gain. It'll make it 2nd and 3 for the Centurions.
And that's what you want to see. We haven't seeing Justin's number called much throughout this game, and you got to get your playmakers involved in the game plan. I mean, same thing for Connor Hodge. You know, we got to find some ways to get him involved as well. So looks like we're starting to set that up with a little bit of motion, stutter step, and getting the ball in their hands.
Hodge takes the snap, play action. He's got everybody faked out, fires a pass to the side, going to be complete. Trey Cotton breaks a tackle. He's across the 40 to the 35-yard line. What a comeback by Trey Cotton. I mean, he just kept coming back, gave the defender no chance to catch up to the ball.
Really a great route, and him and Cole are having some great continuity here in this game. You know, we've talked about Trey being out and missing some significant time throughout the season, but it's nothing like getting into this championship game and you need all your weapons, all your playmakers, and he's certainly delivering here in this championship bout.
16-yard gain. Hodge in the shotgun, straight drop back, looking, fires it out to the side. It's got Connor Hodge. Takes a little step back, tries to break a tackle, but he's going to be brought down there by number 4. That is Daniel Thomas, the running back, also plays linebacker for this team. Make it a 6-yard gain. It'll be 2nd and 4. You know, Draper, this is one of the few teams we have played that have less players than we do. We come in with 59 players on the roster. This team with only 44 on the season.
And with them having 44, you start to look at the depth and you start to look at the fact that, you know, you got players playing both ways.
Hodge under center this time. Hands off to Vazana. Goes through a big hole on the right side. Cuts it upfield. He's going to be tackled by Thomas, but we have a flag on the field right in the area where it's probably going to be holding on the Centurions.
Yeah, you're about right. Certainly in the area of holding, and 2 runs have been negated by Vanzana with holes so far throughout the ball game.
Going to be a chop block on the Centurions. So we're going to negate that run and bring it back. What were penalties in that first half?
Yeah, with the penalties, we had one for 10 yards, and they had one as well. So now we'll tack onto that. So not a ton of penalties, but costly and untimely per se relative to when they're being thrown, taking away a couple of key plays.
That's going to move it back and make it 2nd and 12 for the Centurions. Hodge back to Pat. Nope, he's going to keep it. Big hole up the middle. And he's going to get across the 35 to the 31. That'll make it 3rd and 7 for the Centurions.
And that's what you have to account for with Cole. I mean, he's been so efficient so far throughout the ball game. 7 of 7 for 96 yards, 100% completion rate. And, again, he just finds a way to insert himself in the run game if that coverage doesn't allow him to make an efficient pass. 4 carries, 20 yards so far, and a great way to run on that last play.
Cotton and Hodge to the left, Ruffin to the right side. Cole Hodge, straight drop back, looking. He's going long. He's got a man wide open. It is touchdown Centurions. Justin Ruffin on the touchdown pass from Cole Hodge, make it a 31-yard touchdown pass. And there's that Ruffin to Hodge connection. We haven't gone long since that first pass to Cotton, and Ruffin way behind the defense on that play.
Yeah, certainly a busted coverage there from Bell County. It looks like they were trying to bring some pressure from the outside, and it didn't pay off.
Madden in for the extra point, and it's going to sneak its way about a foot above the crossbar. Man, Miller didn't quite hit that right, but in the scorebook, it just looks like a good extra point.
Hey, extra point is extra point, and what a dream come true to be able to kick some field goals, or even better yet, just to play on this field with this college atmosphere here in this field. It's just been really, really great.
So with 9:12 to go in the third quarter, Centurions go up 21-8.
For Cal Sports game scores and schedules, visit our website, www.caschools.us/English-station/Centurion.
So that was a 2-minute, 46-second drive that covered 57 yards in 5 plays, ending on that 31-yard touchdown pass from Hodge to Ruffin. Centurions go up 21-8. And Draper, I'm not sure if our people at home realize Madden Miller doing the kicking, but he's kicking into a smaller goalpost. In college, the goalpost is only 18 feet 6 inches wide. High school's 23 feet 4 inches wide. So rather a significant difference there when you're a kicker.
Yeah, certainly. And to that point, him having the ability to do that and make these necessary adjustments is special.
Miller and Everidge are back for the Bobcats. And Coleman kicked it into the end zone last time. This time Miller is going to take it at the 4-yard line. 10-15, cuts back to the middle. And he's going to get out to about the 24-yard line before he is enveloped. I believe that was G.G. Reed and Gaines Howard on the tackle.
Great job by G.G. Reed. He's been spectacular and been special on special teams in his freshman campaign. And, again, as we look ahead, he's definitely going to be a difference maker for the future of this program.
The ball is marked at the 25-yard line. We'll see how Bell County handles being down by 13 points here. Still with the wishbone, it is Thomas, Miller, and Evans in the backfield. And the third man through is going to be Miller, and he's going to be hit and brought down right when he crosses the line of scrimmage by Ulam. So it's going to be a 1-yard gain. It'll be 2nd and 9.
And what Bell County's trying to do is that they're noticing that we're having extra run support, to the field, and they're trying to cut it back to the short side, to the short side of the field there, especially with those counters, have those lead blockers, but just really great discipline there. And as we talked about, we've had Hilliard pretty much the last couple of drives. Jason really holding things down at the end position.
Make it 2nd and 9 for the Bobcats. One receiver goes to the right. Burnett this time hands off to the first man through, which is Evans. And he is a powerful runner, and he's going to power his way all the way up to the 30-yard line. That'll bring up a 3rd and 5.
And some of those little nuances, too, I want to talk a little bit about why they're able to have huge chunks of yardage. If you notice that in this offensive formation with this wishbone, those running backs are not upright, Mike. They have their hands down on the ground like a lineman, and it forces you to really have your head over your toes, and you have that forward momentum to keep it going. So those are just a couple of nuances, and thus why you have to play low and have good pad levels defensively.
Evans, Miller, and Thomas in the backfield, and there's going to be a flag. Boy,
Yeah.
I tell you, Centurion jumped, but I do not think he went offside. I mean, I am right on that spot where they got it. But they're going to call offsides.
And that's going to give them a first down.
And that will be a first down for Bell County. We're at the situation in this game, as long as Centurions keep scoring every time they have the ball, it'll be a victory.
It will certainly be a victory. And, again, when the stakes are high like this in the championship game, you don't want those costly penalties. I mean, right there, you had them on a 3rd down situation. You jump off sides, and they're able to pick up the first down.
Hampton splits to the right side. Tight end on the left side for Bell County, but they're going to hand it off to Thomas, and he's got a big hole on the left side. He's going to pick up a chunk of change out to about the 43-yard line. That's going to be an 8-yard gain, make it 2nd and 2. Well, if you like running the ball, Bell County's a great team to watch.
That's it. They do it well, no doubt about it. And multiple runners. We've kept a close eye on Daniel Thomas. Again, 20 carries, 53 yards, and that right there was his 21st carry for 61 yards, still roughly around 3-yard per carry average.
Burnett under center. Here comes all the Centurions, and Evans is going to go behind one block, cut back to the left, and get the first down out at the 47.
And a real good indicator that we are starting to really take control of that line of scrimmage, Mike. Whoever's running the ball for Bell County, they're running into the backs of their blocker, right? Ideally, you like to get that hand out, create some separations, and find a fit. But, again, there's not a lot of running room, and you're just forced to kind of just push forward and see if you can take advantage of some of those tough yardage. So if we continue to keep that up, pound it out, we'll continue to have some success in slowing down this run game.
Burnett under center again with the wishbone behind him. Hand off to Thomas on the left side. Garyon Hobbs, the first man to hit Thomas, then he lunges forward. And he has brought down Trey Cotton in on the tackle along with Stone Perkins. It's going to be a 2-yard gain that time for Thomas. Ball at the 49. 3A state championship from Kroger Field in Lexington. Mike Botello, Draper Hall with the action for you. Centurions on top now as they try to get back-to-back state championships. They are up 21-8. Second and 8 for the Bobcats. Handoff to the third man through with his Miller, and Nathan Carlisle not fooled at all, able to hold him to a 2-yard gain as he took Miller one-on-one. And Miller gets to the 49 of Centurion territory, but it's going to bring up a 3rd and 6.
And here's where we have to make sure we're careful and be disciplined. You got them in a 3rd and 6 situation. You know this is a 2-down territory for them, so don't get caught off sides and just continue to stay disciplined. Right now, this 6-2 cover 3 defense we're playing is really blanketing and really stalling this offense in a lot of ways.
Elijah Hampton splits to the right side. Burnett's going to keep it, pitches out to Thomas, fumbles it. The ball bounces right back up to him, but gives the Centurions plenty of time to come over and knock him down and throw him for a loss. Jackson Settle, the man on the tackle that time, and that puts the ball back into Bell County territory at the 49, and it'll be 4th and 8 for Bell County. And they went for this earlier in the game at their own 32, and the Centurions able to hold them. They're going for it again.
Yeah, you knew this was 2-down territory, and what you're starting to see Bell County do now is continue to eat up clock, and we have done a good job of really stacking the box and not letting them get any of those inside runs. So now they're certainly trying to see if they can get outside, and it looks like they're going to call a timeout here.
And it's going to be a timeout by Bell County. I got to tell you, Draper, if I was on Bell County, the person I would not want to be is Elijah Hampton. The young man splits to the right or left every time and never gets a pass thrown to him.
Never gets a pass thrown to him at all.
Family-owned Quality Crushed Stone Company has been supplying crushed limestone, natural river sand, and gravel to Bullitt, Jefferson, and surrounding counties since 1966. From major highway and industrial projects to home improvements, Quality Crushed Stone takes pride in providing the right products and prompt service. Visit them at www.qualitystoneky.com to learn more. The owners and employees of Quality Crushed Stone proudly support Cal football as well as the student athletes in Cal athletics. Go Cal!
The Centurion Armory is Cal's retail store with a full line of clothing, accessories, and merchandise for every Centurion fan. The Armory is open Tuesday through Friday, 2:30 to 4 p.m. and until 7 p.m. for all home varsity games.
So Centurion's a key 4th down here. Let's look. Has Cole Hodge thrown an incomplete pass yet?
He is not. Cole is 8 of 8 for 127 yards and 1 touchdown. I mean, he is absolutely spot on and extremely efficient. And the thing is, that's allowed him to do that. I mean, this front line, they have done a really good job of protecting him. And these receivers, they're taking advantage as well. Like, again, with him being perfect, every time he's targeting a receiver, they have managed to haul it in. And we've seen Trey Cotton make some really good plays. 3 receptions for 66 yards. And Justin Ruffin, as we saw, as well, finally getting the end zone, 2 catches for 38.
Big play here. Miller splits out to the right side, Hampton to the left, and now Thomas goes out to the left side. Burnett back to pass. Here comes pressure. He lets it go. Passes up in the air. It's going to be incomplete, and here's going to be pass interference. Garyon Hobbs in the coverage. Going downfield, you had 2 receivers there for Bell County in the area, Hayden Dameron and Elijah Hampton. And that's going to be pass interference on the Centurions, and that'll be a 1st down for Christian Academy of Louisville. For Bell County. So go ahead.
I was going to say, at some point, based on their averages, when they throw the ball, they normally complete it for a long pass, and very timely there. Quarterback was able to get outside the pocket despite the pressure, and because everyone was pinching down inside the force to stop the run. And Garyon had his hands up in the face of the defender, but didn't turn his head around and then give the opportunity for the receiver to come back.
1st and 10 at the 36 of the Centurions. Hand off to Thomas. Tries to cut outside. He's able to get outside, and he's going to go all the way, I believe. Touchdown for Thomas, a 36-yard run as he was able to pop it outside. So Bell County scores, and the first big run of the game we have seen from this offense by Bell County.
You certainly don't like the momentum that you're starting to see, followed up by that pass interference, those penalties. Again, just untimely. It has us at 4 penalties for 40 yards. And with that run of 36 yards, Thomas has now broken the century mark. He has 25 carries for 101 yards and 1 touchdown.
That makes it 21-14. Bell County going for 2. Only 2 running backs, 1 receiver split left, 1 split to the right. It's going to be handoff to Evans, first man through, and he's going to make it. So another 2-point conversion, same running back, and that's going to make the score 21-16. Centurions with a 5-point lead with 3:30 to go in the third quarter.
Yeah, you certainly needed to try to find a way to keep Thomas and team out of the end zone, but they had that penalty and an additional pass play to try to set them up for that 36-yard run that we saw there by Thomas. So like we've said, the previous kickoffs, we have to make sure that we secure, because more than likely they're going to try to go for the onside kick here. It seems to be a part of their strategy, not kicking it deep and allowing our return guys to have anything in particular to happen. But what I'm anxious to see is if they try to kick it away from their sideline. Oftentimes, the onside kick, most of those special teams coordinators like to kick to their sideline for whatever reason, and really like influence and get the momentum of the sideline going there. So we'll see if they try to kick it, if they do indeed go onside, away from their side of the field.
That was a 9-play drive. Took 5 minutes, 36 seconds to cover the 75 yards, ending in a 36-yard run by Daniel Thomas. Extra point by Evans. The 2-point extra point. So it's 21-16 here with 3:30 to go in the third quarter. So Miller prepares to kick off. Centurions have their men short, and it's going to be a ground ball. It's going to be taken by Connor Hodge at the 35. Breaks one tackle, 40, 45, 50. He's got some room, and he's got one man. It is Daniel Thomas that finally brings him down at the 38-yard line in Bell County territory. So that time Centurions let the ball get all the way back to Connor Hodge, and he made him pay for it.
No doubt about it. He certainly made him pay for it, and one tackle away from getting in that end zone. So a good play there, by Daniel Thomas to really save a touchdown.
So Centurion ball at the 38-yard line of Bell County. Centurions have had the ball to start at their own 41, the Bullitt County 32, their own 43, and now the Bullitt County 38. 2 receivers left, 2 to the right for the Centurions. Ruffin is in the backfield just to the right of Cole Hodge. Hodge, straight drop back, looking to throw across the middle. Incomplete, threw it behind Connor Hodge. And I think Connor looked like he was a little mad at himself for missing that pass. Maybe a little miscommunication there.
Yeah, and Connor there on the post route, and Bell County has gone to a cover 4, meaning they don't want to give anything up deep. They're going to allow you to throw the ball underneath, which we attempted there, but just didn't have the opportunity to connect. And that's Cole's first miscue in terms of completions throughout the ball game.
Make it 2nd and 10 for the Centurions. Cotton and Ruffin split to the right side. Empty backfield. And Cole Hodge is going to keep. Big hole up the middle. Hodge has the first down as he gets across the 30 all the way down to the 26. And does that cover 4 allow him to run a little bit more?
It does. That cover 4 allows him to run a little bit more because you got those safeties bailing, and you have those the corners bailing, and you have those safeties making sure that they don't get beat deep. And then those linebackers, they got the hook curls. And so, therefore, you got to make sure that you hit the inside of the field and take advantage of it. And it looks like they're switching it up a little bit here, getting out of that cover 4 a little bit, playing a man on the backside.
Hodge looking to pass. Plenty of time. Fires it across the middle. What a catch by Ruffin, and what a throw by Hodge. Just outside of double coverage, and Ruffin able to concentrate and able to keep his eyes on the ball and grabs the hand. And, man, I wish I could explain to you what a great catch that was.
I mean, a very tight window. He threw that over 2 defenders, Mike, and he just put it right in the red basket of Justin Ruffin, and he made a spectacular play. That is a big-time play right there.
Joshua Owens, the player down for Bell County, but Ruffin cutting back to the middle had 2 defenders draped all over him. In only one place Hodge could put the ball, and he put it there, and Ruffin able to bring it down.
He definitely was able to bring it down. And it's almost like if he was led a little bit more, he may have gotten an opportunity to go in and score. And Bell County was trying to mix things up a little bit. They were playing zone on the strong side, and they stepped man on the backside of the field. And Cole just made him pray, just shredded them there with a nice completion.
Man, I'm sitting here saying what a great pass it was by Cole Hodge. You said, but if you would have let him just a little more, we would have had a touchdown.
Well, I'm just speaking, hey, it was a great pass, not taking away anything. It's just, hey, opportunities in these tight ball games.
Oh. First and goal for the Centurions at the 5-yard line. Owens able to walk off in his own power, be it so slowly, for Bell County. And Centurions offense back out there ready to go as Bell County arrives. Vazana in the backfield with Hodge this time, who's in the shotgun. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Hodge going to keep it. Will he get his 3rd of the game? He will. Cole Hodge walks in on a 5-yard run. Touchdown Centurions, and Cole Hodge has his 3rd rushing touchdown of the game.
And that's what he does. I mean, that element of leadership to this team and just – the ability to make some really, really great decisions there. I mean, it's just unbelievable. And as you look at what he's been able to do, throwing the ball, now with his legs, I mean, it's pretty tough to defend.
Miller in for the extra point. Kick is up. This one he clears a lot farther than he did the last one, and it is good. And Centurions go up 28-16 on Bell County with 2:27 to go here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, and Cole, as always, continues to rise to the occasion. And 6 carries for 37 yards and is averaging a little bit over 6 yards per carry and 3 touchdowns. So right there, they were expecting for him to go up the middle. Again, Bell County trying to pinch down and inside because they absolutely knew there was a possibility for a QB draw. He cut it back, read his blockers, got to the outside, untouched, clean, and that's the way you want to see it.
You know, coming in this game, I looked throughout the year, Draper. Bell County averages, the teams that have played against them, only about 15 throws a game. They play very many run-oriented offenses. Mm-hmm. We throw about 25 to 30 a game. They've never seen an offense like this, I don't think, at least, you know, more than once during the season.
Yeah, and it's tough to mimic, even in practice. I mean, when you don't have the efficiency at the quarterback spot and those receivers to mimic that, you just got to do all you can. And that cover 4 certainly is designed to be able to stop that, but everyone has to be very sure of their assignments.
Miller and Everidge are deep. This is a shorter kick. I was going to take it at the 6 this time by Miller, same spot. He tries to cut up the middle. He's got a big hole, and he's going to break loose. And it is Miller. Miller may have took the brunt of that, but brought him down, but a big return for Miller. So we had Miller tackling Miller on that play. But Madden Miller proud of him, man. He put his nose right in there and brought down. He was the last man to bring down Miller at the 46-yard line.
Well, that was certainly a touchdown-saving tackle there.
So a 40-yard return gives Bullitt County the ball at their own 46, their best field position of the day. Centurions need a couple stops here. Momentum starting to go Bell County's way. Hand off to Thomas, left side, and he is going to be brought down. Hobbs finishes him off, but the bottom of the pile, hanging on for dear life, was David Holloway.
And you certainly have to play a chess match, considering that Thomas is playing on defense as well. I mean, when you're out there on defense, especially he's out there covering our receivers, you tend to be a little bit of gas when you get back on offense, but that has not kept, you know, Bell County from feeding him the football at all.
Make it 2nd and 7 after that 3-yard gain by Thomas. Evans, Miller, Thomas, front to back in the backfield. Hand off to Thomas again. And he's going to get a couple of yards maybe. Good job by Trey Cotton coming in from the backside to slow him down. He's going to get a yard out to the 50-yard line.
Excellent tackle there by Trey Cotton. And if you can just get down that line of scrimmage and really hunt and just make sure you secure that tackle, that's exactly what they have him in the box, and that's what that is designed to do. So for sure tackle there to kind of slow Thomas down and not allow this offense to move the chains.
3rd and 6 for the Bobcats. Only 2 running backs, but Thomas gets it off the right side. Garyon Hobbs puts the hit to him. Stops what would have been a big gain for Bell County. As it is, only 2 yards is going to bring up 4th and 4 for the Bobcats.
Garyon Hobbs stepping up right there, and we've seen him do that throughout the season. You know, make those big-time plays and really delivering a blow to the running back, Thomas.
So another big 4th play down here for Bell County. What are they on 4th down so far tonight?
4th downs, they're 2 for 3.
2 for 3. This would be a huge stop. If Centurions come back and stop them and score, that could be the game. Burnett under center. Play action, looking to pass. He rolls to the right. Still looking at, here comes pressure. Gets the ball off. It's going to be completed. Down to the 3rd, and still up and going is the Bell County receiver. He picks up 5 yards after the pass. Burnett with a great pass. It was completed to Hayden Dameron. As Burnett rolled to the right, Centurions were putting pressure on him, but he got the pass away, got the 1st down. A good catch by Dameron. Then we'll get 5 more yards down to the 20.
The clock's running into the 4th quarter. I don't understand that.
And that's going to bring us to the video maestro Glenn Franklin just realized that they went straight to the 4th quarter and kept running the clock during that play. But we are at the 4th quarter stop here. 12 minutes to go in the game. Centurions up 28-16, but Bell County is threatening again.
High bowling season is just past the midpoint of its season. The Centurions will be back in action against Seneca on Monday at 10 pin strike and spare. Check Cal's social media for details.
Jeff Imley, the head coach of that bowling team. He's been head coach of I don't know how many teams here. Of course, the leader in wins for the boys basketball team. I don't think that'll ever be attained or matched, as he did many years as boys basketball coach and athletic director. And, man, he just helps out wherever he's needed in the athletic department.
Well, he certainly is appreciated. The opportunity to lead a group of young people and mentor them and shepherd them through life is amazing, and being able to use it in a sports platform is even more impactful. So,
of course, this in essence is a football-basketball doubleheader in Lexington. The boys basketball team, after a victory at North Laurel last night, come up to Lexington, and at 4 o'clock today they will be playing Sayre High School at Frederick Douglass, which is right here in Lexington. So finish the football game, then go watch the basketball team play.
Yeah, I know I will definitely be in the house, so looking forward to the matchup.
Draper's son, Kellen, a member of that varsity basketball team, and has done well in his first 2 games. So we're back to action here. 2 receivers to the left. It's going to be handoff to the first man through. That is Evans, and he's going to be stopped at the line. And Centurions have the ball, and I haven't seen a whistle. And with the ball running all the way 30, 25, 10-yard line, holding the ball up in the air and running in for the Centurions is John Coball. Is it a touchdown? We've not seen the signal yet.
It is
I will
touchdown.
tell you in a minute when he gets here. It is a touchdown! And there's the play the Centurions have been waiting for on a turnover. John Coball, who has been lights out in the playoffs, including an 82-yard touchdown interception return for a touchdown in one of the earlier playoffs games, returns the fumble for 80 yards. And what a turn of events that has been. Did you see the fumble?
I did. This defense continues, and it looks like a strip fumble. This defense just continues to rise to the occasion, and just unbelievable play at a time when we needed it most.
So Coball with the strip and the fumble return. Miller in for the extra point. It hits the goalpost and pops out. It is no good. But no matter, the Centurions score again, and they go up 34-16 on the first turnover of the game, and a big one it is. Not only a turnover turned into a touchdown.
Yeah, and Blake Burnett, I mean, he has some momentum there. He was efficient in terms of making a throw, I shouldn't say some, there in that series to really allow them to keep those chains moving and keep that drive alive. But nevertheless, the Centurions defense comes up with an outstanding play, and that's what happens. I wish I had some statistics on that, Mike, because oftentimes now, high school, college, when you're making a decision, it's like, what does the stats say? Should I go for it on 4th and 2 based on down and distance? What does the stats say? And here, I'm more interested in terms of the stats saying when you run the ball, the number of times, 43 times that they've run the ball here tonight, the probability of a fumble or a turnover, considering that you've ran the ball so much. And nevertheless, I know we don't have the answer to that, but a great takeaway for the Centurion defense to give us a chance to keep this lead.
That is John Coball's third fumble recovery to go along with one interception in playoffs alone this year. He has come up big these last few games. So Coleman ready to kick off again after an amazing play by Coball. And the Centurions get that touchdown. Miller able to have a big return last time, and he's going to take it this time at the 2-yard line. He's going to cut back to the middle, and Garyon Hobbs, he's going to take him one-on-one and knock him down at the 18-yard line.
Garyon just all over the place, and the thing that makes that happen is oftentimes you see these guys on kickoff, they like to run around, Mike, run around those blockers, but you see him, he's taking them head on. He's controlling the person that's attempting to block him, and he's lowering the boomstick.
1st and 10 from the 18-yard line for Bullock County. This is their worst field position of the game so far. For Bell County. What'd I say? Bullock County. Bell County. It starts with a B. I'm excited about our fumble return we just had. 1st and 10, handoff to the second man through with his Miller, and he is going nowhere. He's got about a 2-yard gain there, so I guess he went somewhere. But he is brought down.
Great tackle there by Garyon Hobbs. He's playing all over the place.
It is 2nd and 8. How many tackles Garyon have today?
Look at that for you.
2nd and 8. Evans the front man again. Miller and Thomas, and Burnett's going to keep it this time as he rolls. He's going to keep it, and he breaks a tackle. But a couple of Centurions over there to cover him up quickly, and there's going to be a late flag. I don't think it was a late hit, but maybe it was. I think it's going to be a personal foul against the Centurions. We had a Centurion. Burnett was down. We had a Centurion who was running that way. Looked like he stopped and stumbled and ran right over Burnett, so it is going to be a personal foul on the Centurions.
Yeah, and Garyon Hobbs has had 8 tackles. He's the leading tackler for both teams here so far in the ball game, and 1.5 tackle for loss.
That's going to move the ball out to the 44-yard line. 1st and 10 for Bell County. 10:56 to go in the game. Mike Botello, Draper Hall with the action for you. I believe Bell County has thrown 2 passes in this game.
They are.
Completed one, got pass interference on the other. Oh, that's 3, and they completed another one. 1st and 10 from their own 44. Hand off to Thomas. He is upended in the backfield by Cotton. It slowed him down and allowed a couple other Centurions to come out and bring him down. In on the tackle for the Centurions was Hilliard and Holloway. And that's going to be about a 1-yard loss. But give that assist to Trey Cotton on that play. Back to action here. 1st and 10 at the 44. Burnett keeps, flips outside, but covered up well. Connor Hodge. Thomas got about 4 yards on the play, but Connor Hodge there to bring him down. It'll be a third down.
I lost the stats.
Yeah, hold on. We lost this game. Third and 6 for the Bobcats. Hand off to Thomas, and he is not going to get it. He's going to get to the 49, make it a 1-yard gain. Another fourth down for the Bobcats. It is 4th and 5. Centurions stop him here. That may be all she wrote for this game. At least it'll look very, very nice for the Centurions.
It's a 3-score game with 8.5. These guys don't manage stopping the clock.
2 receivers to the right side. It's going to be a pitch to Thomas. He's going to throw the ball. He's going down. Connor Hodge in coverage. It's going to be out of bounds, incomplete. The catch was made by Elijah Hampton, but he had both feet out of bounds. And the official said incomplete. Is it going to be? I saw the official running in, and it is incomplete. Centurions are going to take over on downs.
An excellent series there. I mean, some really great tackling and forcing them into an unconventional play. And that's what happens when you're coming from behind, Mike. You got running back Daniel Thomas, whom I don't know if he's thrown a pass or not this season, but with the halfback pass, and if you're having to do that and getting away from the run game, which has gotten you here, you know you got to second guess exactly what's taking place.
Daniel Thomas was 1 for 2 on the year with a touchdown pass and an interception. Hodge on the delay shuttle to Connor Hodge, and he's going to make it in for a first down all the way down to the 36-yard line. First down, Centurions.
Awesome play design. You want to talk about making sure that you are disciplined and really watching what's taking place and what looked like a potential motion sweep slash option and a little pitch like underneath to the receiver. Very well executed and a nice play game.
Tell you, that incomplete pass, Hampton caught the ball. An official said incomplete, but he was running up to the line of scrimmage as if he's going to change his mind. But incomplete pass, Hodge back to pass, fires it. Got Connor Hodge on the sideline closest to us, and he fumbles the ball. Hodge fumbled the ball, recovered by Bell County. With the recovery was the quarterback, Blake Burnett, who's a safety on defense, and they run it all the way back to the 49.
Yeah, Connor just trying to get a couple of extra yards to help his team and strip the ball out of there. But on the end of that, shoot, I like the hit there by the quarterback. I like Cole Hodge and what he has shown right there to really stop them from getting any additional yards. A great, great stop there.
Cole Hodge, freshman year, played safety.
Yeah, I remember. That was about the time I transitioned here, and, he still looks like he has it. I mean, that was a great form tackle. I'm all about it.
Centurions still up by 18 with 7:50 to go, but Bell County has the ball back. Going to be a pitch to Thomas. He's going to be brought down after a couple-yard gain. Trey Cotton in on the tackle along with Garyon Hobbs, it looks like.
And these two have complemented each other quite a bit all game. I mean, they're right there on the line of scrimmage, and they're finding ways to sniff out these runners and make some big-time tackles.
That was Jackson Settle in on that tackle, too. So that'll bring up a 2nd and 8 after a 2-yard gain. Centurions up 34-16. Hand off. Nope, play action. Burnett throws the pass out into the flat. It's going to be completed and going to be a first down. Pass completed to Caleb Miller.
Well, Burnett is actually perfect on the evening in terms of throwing passes. That was his 3rd pass attempt so far throughout the ball game, and he has certainly been efficient there. The only other pass, as we saw on that previous drive, came from Daniel Thomas with the halfback pass, which was ruled incomplete.
That was the first time Centurions have had the ball. They have not scored a touchdown this afternoon. So 1st and 10 from the Centurion 39-yard line. And we got a flag. Going to be illegal procedure on Bell County, so that'll push the ball back another 5 yards, and it'll be 1st and 15 for the Bobcats.
And that's Bell County's second penalty of the game. So they hadn't had too many penalties. The Centurions, on the other hand, have had 5 penalties for 55 yards.
So it'll be 1st and 15 from the Centurion 44-yard line. Official says start the clock. And we have 1st and 10. Hand off to Thomas. He is slowed down in the backfield again, I believe, by Garyon Hobbs that time. And that gave enough time for Stone, Perkins, and Trey Cotton and Jackson Suttle to come in for the tackle.
Yeah, and great job, too. Jason Hilliard, the sophomore, got a hand in there, kind of forced him to bounce outside and slow him down, and the rest of the crew just came and cleaned things up. That's how you draw it up.
Now, no gain on that play. Make it 2nd and 15 for the Bobcats. Burnett has been successful through the air. You would think they would have to start going there at some time. And Burnett's rolling out to the right this time, looking to throw. It looks like he's going to keep it, and he's going to be brought down. A good tackle by the Centurions. Connor Hodge coming up with that tackle. It's going to be about a 5-yard gain is what they're going to give him. And that'll make it, nope, they're going to give him 6, and it'll be 3rd and 9 from the 38 of the Centurions.
And you would think that they have more passing plays in their artillery, Mike, but when you run the ball and you average, 331 rushing yards a game, you don't necessarily work on a lot of pass plays. You just have a few, in the playbook, just if you need them, kind of off misdirection. So, yeah, I think they personally have to stick with this run game or some naked bootlegs.
2 receivers out this time. Burnett's looking to pass this time. Fires it out in the flat. It's going to be overthrown. Going out in the flat. That's the first pass we've really seen from Burnett that he overthrew his receiver, going out there for Elijah Hampton. Elijah Hampton said, man, I finally got a pass thrown to me. It's over my head. So that's going to bring up 4th and 9. And how many times we said if Centurions can hold them, it's going to probably be the game.
Yeah, and they've gone for it 5 times. They've only been successful 3 times in terms of going for it on 4th down. And Burnett was 3 for 3 for 54 yards prior to that incompletion there on the previous play.
So make it 4th and 9 in Centurion territory at the 38. 1 receiver to the left, 2 to the right. Burnett, here comes pressure. He's got to get rid of it early, and it's going to be incomplete Centurion ball. Jackson Suttle, along with Ulam, were in the backfield almost as soon as Burnett got back to throw the ball. He had to throw it early, incomplete. Centurions take over on downs.
Yeah, it certainly was a miscommunication there. Purposely, they were letting him through the line. They were trying to set up a quick screen. The running back was not looking, and, Burnett was forced to throw the ball early. You want the pressure, obviously, to set up the play, but when it's coming at you that fast, you don't have a lot of time to make decisions.
I think we'll see the Centurions go to, I was going to say a run game, but Hodge is back to pass. Throws a screen outside to Vazana, but it is red, and he is going to be brought down on the tackle for Bell County was Hayden Dameron.
And that's the first time I've seen this game not get a hat on the hat and really make a block. Good play design. Linebackers were actually flowing to the fake toss side and just need to get out in front and block that linebacker. But he made an excellent play getting off the lineman and securing the ball carrier. 2nd
and 12 from the 36, 5:44 to go in his state championship game. Centurions up 34-16. Hodge. Pass out to Connor Hodge. He's got a lot of room. A nice block on the outside by Wilson enables Hodge to get the 1st down.
And that's what we've been accustomed to seeing all year. Quick hits route, tight tuck, get to the outside, and just a smart play. Get out of bounds there. Make sure that they don't get an opportunity to come in and get a few extra hands on the ball and try to strip that out, especially with them being down, trying to get some points on the board with 5:30 left here remaining in the 4th quarter.
Centurions going for their 4th state championship in their history of football, going for back-to-back ones. Empty backfield. Hodge drops. Plenty of time. He's going to throw it out in the flat or to the side to Connor Hodge. What a spin move to get by one defender and pick up another 9 yards for the first down.
He absolutely had all day. And he's been targeted, Connor, 6 times, 5 completions for 65 yards, and 17 has been his longest of the ball game.
Put it down to the 35-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Centurions. Cotton and Ruffin split to the right side. Connor Hodge, Bryce Wilson out to the left. Hodge, quick pass out to the right to Cotton. He's going to bowl over one defender, pick up the first down, and go out of bounds. And you can kind of see the life starting to come out of the bullet. Here I go, bullet again, the Bell County team.
No doubt about it. The clock is continuing to tick, and basically we are having our way offensively with this defense. I mean, they're only sending 3 rushers, and obviously they're dropping 8 to see if they can kind of slow down this passing attack, especially here in this side of the field. You got crossers and got an option, too, to hand off to the running back up the middle.
1st and 10 at the 19. Hodge gets the pass out to Vazana, takes it at the 15, and he's going to be brought down at the 12-yard line on the tackle. Caden Huff of Bell County. So I tell you, they're dropping so deep. Hodge just picking them apart underneath.
He can. This is what we call the skelly, Mike, that 7-on-7 scale where you're out there basically on air and you're just dropping those dimes, and that's exactly what he's doing.
2nd and 2 for the Centurions from the 11-yard line of Bell County. 4 minutes to go in the game. Micah Aiken comes into the game as Hodge hurries back in. They're down to 7 seconds on the play clock.
Get it off. Get it off.
Hodge takes the snap, looking left, fires it across, incomplete, in and out of the hands of Connor Hodge. Hodge right in between a double team. He got sandwiched by a couple of defenders there. Huff and Burnett slams him to the ground on the incomplete pass. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 2 for the Centurions.
Yeah, a little surprised that Cole didn't tuck and run. He had great protection up front. He certainly had an opportunity to get those 2 yards there on that play. But, again, a lot of options there on that play. Connor, unfortunately took a big hit.
3rd and 2, empty backfield. Hodge looking. He can run for a first down. Here comes pressure. Hodge runs to the right side, still looking, throws a pass, completes it to Connor Hodge. He runs out of bounds at the 6 and has the first down.
Yeah, really good decision there. I know Connor was sort of his emergency out there, and you get to that scramble drill where you're just trying to find that open space. And Cole, really good job breaking free from the defender, getting to the outside, and instead of tucking and running, just make your receiver feel really good about the previous throw, and he catches it and gets enough for the first down.
Ball all the way down to the 5-yard line. 1st and goal for the Centurions. Vazana in the backfield with Hodge. In motion goes Connor Hodge. Cole rolls to the left, looking, fires a pass to the end zone. Is it a touchdown? I'm waiting for the signal. Touchdown, Centurions! And I believe that was to Connor, wasn't it? It was to Connor Hodge.
Yep.
So what a nice catch. As Cole rolling to his left throws it into the end zone. Connor gets 1 foot down into the end zone, and it is a touchdown.
Fantastic play call. Actually had 2 receivers that could have caught that, Mike, in the corner of the end zone.
Miller in for the extra point. Kick is up, and this one right down the heart of the goalpost. And with 3:23 to go in the game, Centurions go up with a commanding 41-16 lead.
The Cal Swim team is 2 meets deep into the 2023-24 season. Caroline Wilson, Julian Birchley, and Jack Baraga have all stood out for the Centurions in the early going. All 3 notched top 4 swims at the team's most recent meet on November 18th. Cal will compete again in the Sacred Heart Splash at U of L on December 9th.
A 62-yard drive in 8 plays, 2 minutes, 57 seconds, 5-yard touchdown pass from Hodge to Hodge. Bachman Buys, even if you don't, and it does make a difference where you sell your vehicle. Bachman buys all makes, all models, and will guarantee to beat any other offer or will give you $250. Trust Bachman Chevrolet to give you what your vehicle is worth. Bachman is a leader in Chevrolet sales and service in Kentuckiana, including sales of used vehicles. Online at BachmanAutoGroup.com. Bachman makes the difference. So 41-16, 3:23 to go against a team that runs the ball. I'm feeling good, Draper.
Absolutely. You have to be feeling good about what you're seeing here. Lots of great momentum on our side. We've come in, made the adjustments defensively, and have been solid.
Coleman in to kick off. And this is going to be one of his line drive squibbers that's going to go out of bounds. I'm not sure if he was doing that on purpose and got away from it. Went out of bounds about the 21. That means Bell County will get it at the 35-yard line.
Yeah, I don't know if he necessarily wanted to kick that one like out of bounds, but certainly kicked it to the open space and not getting a lot of air underneath it because those last two returns have been pretty dangerous, one in which Coleman has had to actually make a tackle.
Coleman's probably just saying, man, I don't want to make another tackle like that.
Mm-hmm.
So 1st and 10 for Bell County from their 35. It'll be interesting to see if they open it up and start throwing the ball. I'm sure they've probably gone against teams where they've been able to break some big runs, and this Centurion defense just isn't going to let that happen.
Not at all. We've been extremely stingy, and looks like we're going to take a quick timeout here to talk about a few things.
Bell County came out with only 2 running backs in the backfield, so going to that passing offense that we've not seen a whole lot of. So Coach Cantwell and Coach Riley want to have a quick talk with the team.
Yeah, maybe a little too late. So let's talk a little bit of basketball here. I've had a chance to have some great action both by the boys and girls basketball team this past week. Let's start with the boys. They begin the season with a 55-47 win over Fern Creek in triple overtime on Tuesday. The Centurions play Surrey in the Nissan Legacy Classic at North Laurel at 4 p.m. This afternoon before returning home to face Atherton on Monday. So, again, you already are here watching this game. Frederick Douglass is about 15, 20 minutes away. Hey, just stick around and enjoy some boys basketball. Now, turning to the girls, they split a pair of games early this week to begin its season. They fell at Meade County on Monday, and they really had a nice game to really bounce back to beat Fern Creek 93-25 on Tuesday. And they play next Tuesday, this coming Tuesday, at Assumption High School.
But if you're not going to stay for the boys' basketball game, I will tell you there's going to be a celebration, I believe, back at the gym at Christian Academy when the football team returns if they hang on to this lead, which is looking pretty good right now.
Yeah.
1st and 10 for Bell County.
So let's have some fun here. Let's blitz some of these linebackers and make some plays.
And we've got a whistle, but I don't see a flag.
We have 12 men on defense, I believe.
That's one way to stop them.
Yep. So, of course, we talked about the adjustment they made, and we have too many people.
So a substitution penalty on the Centurions.
That's on Riley. He pulled them all aside and he put Connor back in.
So
Put another kid back in, but he didn't.
that'll be 1st and 5 for Bell County. That celebration, we are going to try to live stream that for you right here on livesportscaster.com. If we can beat the team back. So Burnett's going to hand off to Thomas. He's going to go on the left side, following right on the backside of Evans. And it's going to be about a 3-yard gain. It'll be 2nd and 2. Or make it a 2nd and 2 after a 3-yard gain. 3:02 and counting here. Centurions looks like they are going to end up going 14-1 on the season and are going to repeat as 3A state champions. And what an accomplishment that is. Burnett hands off to Thomas again, and he's going to be hit in the backfield, thrown for a loss. Alex Ulam with that tackle for loss for the Centurions.
Textbook tackle there by Alex Ulam. I mean, you are able to penetrate that line of scrimmage and be able to tackle them, especially in the backfield. And that's I talked about. That's been the key, having the ability to really get through that line of scrimmage and make some plays.
So it'll be 3rd and 4 for the Bobcats. Burnett's going to pass this one out in the flat, and out of bounds, being pushed out of bounds by Justin Ruffin is Elijah Hampton. And that's going to bring up another 4th down play. That was a 4-yard gain, so it'll be 4th and 1 for Bell County. Hampton got out of bounds, so the clock is stopped at 2:09. Bell County will drop to 13-2 on the season, but what a formidable opponent the Centurions face today. Hand off to Thomas. He's got some room on the left side, and he's going to go out of bounds. Hanging on to him all the way for the Centurions, I believe, was Reed Jeffries, as some subs are in the game for the Centurions now.
And Thomas is right around his average in terms of number of carries. Last week I think he had 40 carries for 235, 4 touchdowns. But today we have certainly held him in check. 35 carries will make that 36 carries for 125 yards and 1 touchdown and 3.5 yards per carry.
And off to Thomas again. He's going to be swallowed up. David Holloway, part of that tackle. He's excited, jumps up and runs into the official. But it's going to be 2nd and 10.
So certainly lots of things to be excited about here, and just to be able to witness this team and the success that they've had and what they've been able to really build on after a special season last year of going 15-0 has just been remarkable.
Cole Hodge is going to go 40-3 in his starts as quarterback at this team. That's an amazing record, Draper. 40 wins, 3 losses for that young man starting at quarterback.
Yeah, certainly amazing, and it didn't come easy, right? He certainly has had to be extremely diverse in terms of his ability to make some plays. The thing that I do like about him is his leadership, what he brings to this team on and off the field. And I know he's going to go on to have a tremendous career in college.
6-yard gain by Thomas gets the ball down to the 40. It's kind of funny when you say we held Thomas in check and he's gained 125 yards. But that is holding that young man in check. Hand off to Thomas again. He goes up the middle. David Holloway, the man to swallow him up again. And it'll be 4th and 3. 33 seconds left in the game. The Centurions are going to be 3A state champions for the 2nd straight year.
Here comes the cooler.
Up, and here comes the cooler on Coach Cantwell. He didn't see it coming, but he laughs, and Cole Hodge was the main one throwing it on him.
That's right. And well-deserved kudos, and I just wish they would have dumped it on his head, though.
Yeah, they did kind of go behind him.
Yeah.
But he's got a hood on that jacket. He better not put that hood up. It's probably got some liquid in. No, they do not make it on the 4th down. Centurion will take over for downs, but it doesn't matter because that is the game. The Centurions repeat as 3A champions with a 41-16 victory, which wasn't – it seemed a lot closer than that. But we'll be back in a minute to recap today's championship victory over Bell County Bobcats. Welcome back, Christian Academy Louisville football, where the Centurions successfully repeat to be 3A state champions this year, a 41-16 victory over the visiting Bell County Bobcats. I say visiting because we were actually the home team in this game. Centurions came into the game ranked number 1 and were true to their billing, coming in with a big victory. But I'm going to tell you, in the beginning of this game and early the first half, you weren't sure which way this game was going to go. Bell County touted as a team that loved to run the ball a lot more than pass the ball, and that they did. In fact, on their first drive, it was 20 plays, and every play was a run. Not only was every play a run, it took 12 minutes and 40 seconds of runs, which means they had the ball the entire first quarter and scored 20 seconds into the or 40 seconds into the second quarter with the first touchdown of the game, a 1-yard run by Blake Evans. He then also converted the 2-point conversion, and Bell County was up 8-0. Centurions then showed why they strike quickly. They got the ball with 11 to go in the second quarter, and they scored in 4 plays. It was a 2-minute, 3-second drive that covered 59 yards, ending in a 1-yard run by Cole Hodge. Extra point was good by Madden Miller, and it was 8-7 Bell County. Then the Centurion defense finally struck gold. After Bell County got a first down, the Centurions turned them over on downs, and they are announcing that the Centurions are the state champions. And after Cole Hodge was announced as the MVP of the tournament. So congratulations to Cole Hodge, and we'll find out. Man, I can only remember him missing 1 or 2 passes, incompletions the entire game. We'll find that out when we get stats with Draper. But Centurions, after they held Bell County on downs, they took over at the Bell County 32-yard line as Bell County went down 4th. And it was about 4th and 8, and they went for it. Centurions held. 5 plays later, they scored from 32 yards out. It was a 7-yard run by Cole Hodge, and it was 14-8, and that is how the first half ended. The good news was Centurions got the ball to start the second half, and they had scored the 2 times they had it in the first half, and they scored the 3rd time they had it. They took the ball, ran it, they got it at their own 43-yard line. 5 plays later, it was a 31-yard touchdown pass to Justin Ruffin from Cole Hodge. Extra point was good, and it was 21-8 the Centurions. Bell County, though, wasn't going to give up. They took the kickoff. They got back to their own 25, and this time they scored in 5.5 minutes in 9 plays. They covered the 75 yards, and this was their biggest run of the day. It was a 36-yard run by Thomas. Evans went in for the 2-point conversion, and it was 21-16. But as the Centurions had done the whole game, they scored once again when they got the ball. They took the ball over this time after a great run back by Connor Hodge. They took over at the Bell County 38-yard line, and this time it took under a minute, 53 seconds to be exact, to cover that 38 yards in 4 plays. A 5-yard run by Cole Hodge, and it was 28-16 after the extra point was good by Miller. Then the turnover started. Bell County started on a great run back that got him to the 46-yard line, and they got a first down, but in the very next play, the first turnover of the game. It was a fumble, a strip sack by John Cobaugh, and he took it and ran to 80 yards for another touchdown for the Centurions on a turnover, and to top off a great playoff series for John Cobaugh. The extra point was good, and it was 34-16. Bell County then gave it up. I'm sorry, the extra point was no good, and it was 34-16. That was the one that Miller missed in the game. Bell County then got their kickoff, their worst kickoff return of the day, as they had it at their own 18. They got a first down, but then they turned it over on downs again against the Centurion defense, and Centurions took over on the Bell County 49-yard line. It looked like this may be easy going the rest of the way for the Centurions, but after a catch by Connor Hodge trying to get extra yardage, he fumbled the ball, and Blake Burnett, who's the quarterback, also recovered and ran the ball back to the Centurion 48, where Bell County then took over. But they got down to the Centurion 38-yard line, and then they turned it over on downs for Christian Academy. Christian Academy took over at their own 38 with 6:19 to go, and they finished the game off with an 8-play drive that covered 62 yards, a 5-yard pass from Connor Hodge to Cole Hodge. The extra point was good, and that made it 41-6, and that is how the game ended. And Draper, I think you have the stats.
Yeah, as we look at this game, I mean, tell of 2 different tales. You know, let's start with the winning team, with the Cal Centurions. We had 30 plays of offense for a total of 296 yards. Cole Hodge was 18 of 20 for 238 yards and 2 touchdowns. And just an amazing performance here on tonight, or this evening, I should say. And as far as running the ball, we had 10 rushes for 58 yards, had 13 first downs, and we were really, really efficient. Now, penalties obviously didn't hurt us here in the ball game, but just something that as we went throughout the game, we had 6 penalties for 60 yards, and we were able to put up 41 points despite the small time of possession, which eventually ended up being 12 minutes and 12 seconds. Now, for Bell County, 17 first downs. They had 191 yards rushing on 58 carries. Passing, as we saw, certainly hasn't been their forte, but they were 4 for 7 for 57 yards there. And, again, they dominated in terms of time of possession, but that's the only statistical category in which they were dominant here in today's ball game, 35 minutes and 48 seconds. So let's take a look at some of these individual performances here. As I talked about a little bit earlier, Cole Hodge, not only did he have effectiveness in terms of passing the ball here in today's ball game, but also running the ball. He led all runners with 6 carries for 37 yards. His longest was 12 yards for an average of 6.2 yards per carry. Zeph Benzana, was great to see him back here. I know he had a couple of big runs that were called back to penalties, but nevertheless, he finished the ball game with 3 carries for 13 yards. And we saw Trey Cotton getting involved as well, 1 carry for 8 yards. Now, on the receiving end of those 238 yards for Cole Hodge, Connor led all receivers with 8 catches for 88 yards and a touchdown, followed by Trey Cotton, 4 carries for 82 yards, and Justin Ruffin, 3 catches for 59 yards and 1 touchdown. Going over to Bell County, we talked about Blake Burnett, probably more passing yards than he's accustomed to, 4 for 6 for 57 yards. And also Daniel Thomas, we saw he had 1 pass attempt, 0 for 1, which was incomplete and caught actually out of bounds, but obviously incomplete on the play. Thomas is a great running back in terms of which we have a tremendous amount of respect for, and we found ways to slow him down. He finished the night 39 carries for 132 yards and 1 touchdown. His longest run from scrimmage was 36 yards. Quarterback Blake Burnett, you saw him with a couple of runs, 5 for 31 yards. Blake Evans, 7 runs for 14. And Caleb Miller, 6 for 13 yards. So just an outstanding performance. So we finished the game. We had a fumble recovery for a return touchdown there by Coball, which has obviously sealed the deal for us here in today's ball game. And defensively, as we sort of look at who was leading the way, we talked about Garyon Hobbs. He had 9 solo tackles on the night, 1.5 tackles for loss. Connor Hodge had 5 tackles. Alex Ulam had 6 tackles. And Connor Franklin had 4 tackles. David Holloway with 3. Coball, Ruffin, Reed Jeffries, Gigi Reed, and Coleman and Hilliard also attributed to some of the plays made tonight. So just an all-around great effort from every aspect of the game here on tonight, Mike.
I tell you, we came in and you say Daniel Thomas, 132 yards. We held him today, and that we did. This young man averaging over 10 yards a carry this year. Centurions held him to 3.4 yards a carry.
It's amazing. And, Coach Riley, as I talked about in the second half, came out, made a couple of slight adjustments, and I don't think that was something that Bell County was prepared for. And we just did a really, really good job of making sure that we were penetrating those running lanes. We were operating off a couple of slants. We had 6 guys on the line of scrimmage, two linebackers, 8 in the box, and had really good coverage over the top with that cover 3. But, again, they didn't really pass the ball a lot. But the way we were able to stack the line of scrimmage and keep those runners from making those additional yards was simply amazing.
Centurions stay undefeated in state tournament final games as they go to 4-0 with this win today with a 41-16 victory over Bell County. That is impressive in and of itself that they have never lost a state championship final game. We have a lot of seniors to talk about, but I think I'm going to say that because there's another game coming up here. This is the first of 3 games here today, and we need to clear the booth so I believe Trinity will be in this booth for the next game, so we need to clear the booth for them. Plus, we need to get back to Christian Academy as we will be live streaming the celebration from Christian Academy Gym. But you can get out. There and to the gym and help celebrate the Centurions and their 3A state championship. We want to thank our sponsors for tonight's game, and they've been sponsors the entire playoffs. We could not have done this without you. A big thanks to Tran Orthodontics, the best smiles in the business. Kentuckiana Yacht, where the fun begins. Quality Crushed Stone Company and Bachman Auto Group. Bachman makes the difference. And those 4 sponsors made the difference for us being able to bring these games live to you throughout the entire playoff run, and we thank them totally. Big thanks, let's see, I got one other thing I was going to say, but I'm not sure what that was, so I'll forget it. Big thanks to Glenn Franklin with us on video all year. The video maestro, Glenn Franklin. Draper, absolutely great to do another year with you, man. We got 2 state championships. We need to keep going next year, buddy.
That's right. We got to keep this thing going. 3-peat, I know. Not to move on too quickly, but I know next year is going to be really, really special for a lot of reasons, both personally and also just kind of looking at history being made here with this team. But it has certainly been a pleasure to just see the maturity of these players and what they've been able to accomplish on and off the field. And I'll say it one more time, and I've said it so often, Coach Hunter Cantwell, have the most respect for him and what he's been able to do from a cultural standpoint with his team. And obviously he takes this very seriously from a ministry standpoint and really pouring into the lives of these young men. So many great playmakers that, I don't want to start naming, but this was truly a team effort here today and well-deserving. And I can't imagine what that ride home is going to be like on the bus.
I think it's going to be pretty fun.
Yep.
Once again, a 41-16 victory for the Centurions as they repeat as 3A state champions. For Glenn Franklin and Draper Hall, this is Mike Botello saying thanks most of all to you fans who have joined us throughout this year. You've been great to have listening to us in the air. And we have basketball that has already started, so you can continue to listen to us in basketball as we follow girls and boys Centurion basketball. Once again, thanks for listening today. Mike Botello saying God bless you, everybody. Have a great week.